You can say hi, YouTube, if you want. Also, hi, Flykick. So like I was saying, we're working Mondays back into the schedule. We'll see if I can keep it up for a couple weeks. If I can keep it up for a couple weeks, then I'll actually throw it into the schedule countdown timer thingy beneath the stream now. I may also need to move my camera. YouTube monetize this pod, please. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I don't have anything against YouTube. It's just annoying when they refuse to let me, you know, get money from things. All right, so this is my little city. This is my little city. We're going to be working on this today. I might also play some other games later. We'll see. It depends on how much of a variety kick I suddenly feel like I'm in. But it is currently, spring something. And we can start things moving slowly. We got many a farm field. All of these green squares are big old farm fields. We also have little crafting districts scattered around. I want to start harvesting some clay over there. We got kind of a central entertainment district in our throne, as well as research and a hospital kind of in this mountain area. We got a bunch of textile industry and like food distribution kind of in the middle. A bunch of trading going on there, as well as some trading going on elsewhere. Where was the other trade? Down here, right? Yeah, we're selling a whole lot of wood, which doesn't sell for a lot, but it sells for a bit. I need to move my camera because I'm supposed to be further down for this here game. Otherwise, things just get like bad looking. So hold on. Also, I need to do this apparently. Oh, let's do that. Maybe not that low. Let's go down to about there. Chat, I gotta bring you down. There you go. All right, so we should be good to go now. But wood is selling for 6, which you should be able to see behind that. Wood is selling for 6, which isn't great, but at the very least, it's enough that it's worth selling. Great. Tell me it's looking great when we actually have like Reese technology in the hopper and soldiers, which we currently don't have either of. So I wouldn't quite say it's going great currently. It's going, but it's not quite going great. I've also got a bunch of stuff over here that is in a horrible state of disrepair. So in order to keep them happy, I need a janitor to like rebuild this whole area, because I'm looking at it right now and going like, man, these are all super damaged. To like, if you actually look in here, you see how these bricks are getting darker colored and how this area is all filled with like sand. It's because it's all falling apart. So I need a janitor for down here. Well, that's gonna be the first thing you build. But it's definitely a city. Top Fuel, hello. Good morning. Sentient Potato, hello. It's good to see you. It's coarse and it gets everywhere. Thanks for the first bits of the week, Blood Odin. Appreciate you, man. But, yeah, this is Songs of 6. I'm not great at it, but I can help people if they have questions. So if you have questions about Songs of 6, just yell, and I will do my best to maybe answer some of them. Otherwise, you know, this game, just like many other games that I play on stream, the reason I haven't made tutorials for it is because I don't think I'm very good at it. We also want to dig out to these mines eventually and dig around in those caves because there's stuff in these areas. We actually zoom out a little bit. We'll see that there isn't much right there currently, but right there in the middle, when we zoom out a little bit more, we have these 2 red squares, meaning that there is ore deposits here, specifically coal. And this coal deposit would be really nice because there's a very large amount of coal right there in the middle. So if we could mine through to that and put a little coal mine back there, that'd be wonderful. Is the world procedurally generated or fixed? The maps are, and the world map is. It's very much a random maps kind of thing. I mean, it generates you a map like this at the start of everything, and then the play field is like, I haven't seen 2 that are even remotely similar. They literally just need to bring 1 wood here. That's kind of crazy. Let's get this done. Lots of jobs are queued up for it. It's just a matter of bringing the wood over. Here it comes. No, they'll all do all of the tasks, but some of them hate certain tasks. So, like, if you want to be doing a lot of mining, you need humans or dwarves. The orcs will just get real pissed if you make them do mining, kind of thing. It is very cozy until it's not. It's very cozy until you find the enslave button. Yeah, and then like these guys, these lizard people don't like doing anything except for training for the military, and they die really quickly. So they're kind of like your cannon fodder unit. They get mad if you make them do manual labor, and all they want to do is kill stuff. So there's like that. But anybody will do anything, but they won't necessarily be happy doing anything, if that makes any sense. Makes me wonder, where's my other janitor? Because I think I have one over here somewhere. It's been a couple of days. I'm literally looking for the other janitor that I built, and I'm not seeing it right now. Like, I know I have another one, but... Secret Monday stream? Not really secret. Trying to work Mondays back into the schedule. But how's things, Fallout? The question is, you know, Blood Odin is on top of the world. Is anybody going to try and top him? So this right here, once this building is done, going to run around and clean up this whole area and make things look nicer and hopefully increase loyalty ever so slightly, which will, you know, keep things happier. Not really.
Was that even a question?
Kind of a rhetorical question, actually, but thank you. The $10. Cheers, man. For some reason, I really like when a large portion of the map is occupied by fields. You know, it's funny because like we mentioned Anno during the kind of pre-stream era. Anno does one thing really well, and that's making convincing farm fields. This is the only other game I've played that has convincing farm fields, with the exception of like Farming Simulator. All of those games you like are playing RE4. I considered playing RE4 because I was like, man, that game's pretty. And then I watched the intro of it, right? Which is just like, you know, the intro sequence, like stumbles into the weird house just off the beaten path, trying to find the cop, and then like, gets chased through the house, finds the cop's body, and then jumps out a window. And then the guy who was streaming just kind of stood there. He goes, I wonder if they're going to chase me. And nope. It's like, you're in the next sequence now. And I'm just like, do I really want to play like a set piece game like that? And then I kind of came back to, you know, actually, no, I don't. I would much rather just go see a movie. I'm going to do that. So this is going to get all these red bits cleaned out. Also going to employ slightly more janitors. So we're going to get this whole area up here cleaned up, this area cleaned up. All of the stuff with the red squares are going to get cleaned up. This area down here is quite the mess. At the very least, we have this area, like, well covered now. That one's all the way over there. That one's already over there. Okay, how come this one's such a crapshoot, then? Need to get this thing rebuilt. We got, like, rundown buildings everywhere, apparently. I mean, it's a horror game with zombies in it, so I don't think that what it's forcing you to shoot is really relevant, Kelly. I tried it a little bit of the demo, and I was like, man, this runs real nice. But yeah, definitely seems like a good game to test your new rig on. That much is for sure. Oh, wait a second. Janitors require tools. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, we're importing tools then, I suppose. I guess that explains it. Tools are expensive, though. All right, well, we need more of these, regardless. We require additional research, because that's how we're going to build anything and everything that we do going forward. Question is where do I put it? Require more Vespine gas. Now that I'm not certain of. I don't actually think that's true. I don't think we require any Vespine gas for this particular video game. What the hell happened to the wall in this? Because it originally came from right here. Alright, well, that works. I'll just copy you from there then. Don't know if I necessarily want to be cramming this into my farmland. We could put it down there. Because I need more research points, because we're losing research, and if we lose too much research, then we're just going to start actually losing our tech tree, which isn't exactly optional. Close enough. Brainwashed humans, infected humans, mushroom humans, zombies, applesauce. It's all the same thing as far as I'm concerned. Aliens. What's going on here? Building stuff. You made a cool video game. It's the developer of Full Gear, chat room. But mostly building stuff, watching rain go by. Good times. In Surf Fortress? Surf Fortress. Pretty good. The orcs and the dwarves seem to be getting along quite nicely. Except the dwarves want meat around, and I don't currently have any meat because I've been selling it all instead of butchering it. Because it's good profits. It's how I'm importing tools. Which turns out I can't even afford, so, you know, that's a good time. Although I probably need space in the warehousing for it. Okay, I do have space in the warehousing for it, right there. Might even be behind my camera, but it's there. I could check it out if I want. I play games when I feel like it, regardless of updates, which annoys people sometimes. But it is what it is. What you working on, though? Well, this is going to be an area where they're going to be researching, similar to this area, and then these two rooms. Also need to buy better researching buildings, which is just kind of the 32 new items. I haven't seen 32 old items, so probably wouldn't even notice the content change, to be honest. Like when you have like an hour, 40 minutes on a video game, it's, yeah, new content is kind of irrelevant. Nice to see, but kind of irrelevant. So when you say that it's just janky enough to be weird, are we still talking about Resident Evil 4 Fallout? An accident has occurred. You know, it's funny because I did actually put money into safer, or research into safer workspaces, but I suppose they're just not following protocol, and that's on them. Oh, wow, that's a cool original joke you got there, Tyler one. Maybe one day I'll hear it again from somebody else. So that'll rebalance our technology issues. We're also kind of getting to a point where we're going to get sieged at some point, which means suddenly all my money is going to disappear and I'm going to be super heavily into debt. You were about to make a similar joke. Yeah, and I would probably say this a similar response. Which sometimes really annoys people when I throw shade like that at people, but funny to me. Even though it wasn't directed at you. I mean, if I play anything that is a Dwarf Fortress, somebody makes that joke, so I don't know. If you're the person to make that joke, you're going to be the person to get that response. Doesn't matter what it is. Like, I could be playing... Like, I streamed the entirety of Dusk and got that joke a couple of times during that stream. I streamed Fear and got some people saying things like, "Wow, Dwarf Fortress looks weird today." It's like this. It's fear, guy. Like, how? Why are you even making that joke? I'm. I mean, not okay. Completely. I wouldn't even say going outside is adventure mode because like I don't ever get ambushed by boogeymen in my sleep when I'm outside. It's been on. Oh, really? I'm one of those people where if I buy a game, I play it within 24 hours. Otherwise, if not, I refund it usually. Like if I'm going to buy a game, it gets refunded, or it'll either get refunded or I play it immediately. Because if I bought a game, I intended to play it right away. Okay, let's just wait for these to arrive. Then we gotta import some metal. Fallout Rain, congratulations. You're one of the many who used to be rich. That's it. You did it. But yeah, I will say that this is a game that you should try, especially if you own it. But if you're a fan of really large city builders, this is a fun one. I really should demolish this and make 2 small import depots instead of 1 large one. But chat, can I get a round of beers? Because Fallout Rain used to be rich. There was one time where I had somebody use it and then get really sad because they hadn't realized that you had to use it multiple times. You couldn't use it multiple times in a single stream. You had to wait until the next stream because they're like, I wanted to do 1 million. That sort of stuff happens quite frequently. Turns out there's people who watch this stream a lot. Export depot, so import depot. What I want. All right, so I kind of like this central area, but I'm also thinking about just knocking down some of these buildings. Because we don't have any homeless right now. Are we even doing anything with this? There's 2 people working at this tailor. There's some housing right there. I kind of want this to just be a trading block. So I'm going to go into here. Smart remove, smart remove, smart remove, smart remove, smart remove, smart remove. Delete room. No. What's the button? I need just remove? Yeah, I think just remove. We're going to make this into like a trading plaza. That's what we're going to do. Well, you need to realize, right? Tyler, there's multiple people with 70-month resubs on this channel. Like, you need to realize that. Like, there's been people who've been watching this stream for a very, very, very long time. When people pop in and they use the 100,000 point score thing, Well, I feel old when it comes to, like, Twitch as a whole, right? For this website, I'm somebody who's been streaming for a long time. Like, a long time. Need to find roads. Where are roads down here? Because there's fancy roads. I want to be able to make stone roads because they increase general satisfaction with the area quite a bit. Could make makeshift weapons, health, miscellaneous. Fancy roads. Okay, paved roads. That's what we want. 250 knowledge to unlock paved roads. We're also going to put a point into logistics, which increases people's carry capacity. I go to roads now. I can now do stone road, and I can do dire road. We're going to do stone road. Dire road just, like, makes people afraid of your road. It's like they're dark, foreboding roads, which is kind of hysterical. I guess it's like Soviet architecture, but for roads. Where it's like, this is just an evil road. This road will make you scared, It'll make you fear the monarchy. You will cry yourself to sleep at night in the presence of this glorious road. Whereas these ones just make people happy. So. Nah, no, I'm not gonna do that. No, used to be rich is just a once per stream thing. I don't like my whole stream being all about redemptions. It's kind of become that way since Premium came out, but I kind of don't want it to be that way. Unlucky for them. They should have read the fine print. It's not my fault they didn't read the fine print. Oh no, there's some awful diseases spreading around. Cool. Less mouths to feed. Fortunately, 94 people want to immigrate here, so let's just bring in 94 people. I like potatoes. I've never met you, says Potato. Although, to be fair, potatoes could like actually be a... potatoes actually could be like a plural in this chat because there's so many people with the word potato in their name. You know, generally investing in yourself is a pretty good way to go. Also, Rex, it's good to see you. As well as Algosex. Hello. We are a demographic. The demographic of potatoes. The Potato Consortium is here to speak with you. Let's just let them get this chunk of road done. There it goes. Turns out making roads takes weeks. So export depot. May also put more storage around here somewhere. Like I might knock out some of this housing. Just put in storage. Oh my god, we're outnumbered. Yeah, I mean like there's more potatoes than kicks, that's for sure. I ate mashed potatoes last night and it was delicious. I made some pretty good mashed potatoes. This game's such a good anthill vibe. Just watching stuff run around. A breakfast bake. What's a breakfast bake? Broccoli, hello. Good morning. Beeg mugs arrived early? They arrived quick. They arrived quick. It's nice to like actually be able to order a 15-ounce mug from somewhere instead of everything being the like stock standard 11-ounce. So those are both export depots. I still have like no wood sitting in my inventory, but that's also probably got something to do with the fact that like it's just getting used. The second it's like it shows up on the map, it gets used. Feel like it wouldn't even feel off to drink beer out of them? Oh, really? Huh. There was somebody asking if they're made out of stone, and I was like, man, I wish I could make stone mugs. That would be awesome. They're just kind of going all the way along this way, fancying things up. Guess the speakers there are too small. Adamantine mugs. I don't think that exists. True. I mean, porcelain's pretty good. I haven't done anything with these stairs. Stairs are used for getting to access to the top of fortifications. Yeah, I haven't messed with fortifications or walls or anything in this. All right. I do actually have like all the scaffolds and everything for crime. But I think in order to employs guards that will deter crime and will rush to commit go out of control, discouraging mischief. It can be placed on top of fortifications. Sieges do occur, but they happen off map. But you can, but if you actually get sieged, which you don't want to, you play it out if you want, or you can auto-complete it. Combat is kind of like light Total War style combat, so you have like grid blocks of units, and you give them orders. The problem is there's like no skirmish mode, or like this game really needs a skirmish mode. This game needs a way to let you like figure out how the combat works before you end up in them. Because every time I've ended up in combat, it's like I just immediately get wrecked because I don't actually know what I'm supposed to be doing. And the game like has no tutorial for it. It just is like, okay, you're in combat now. Good luck. It's like, oh, great. Okay. Oh, it's over. Oh, okay, cool. That's usually kind of how the combat goes, but yes, you can get sieged. You can also have local riots and stuff where you have to, you know, run around and tell your soldiers to go kill a bunch of rioters. You know, good stuff like that. General dark fantasy nightmare stuff. It needs... I want to put a pavilion back here. So we'll do 2 exports and then 2 smaller import depots down here. So I could put like one right there. Don't really need the biggest size because it's like just not going to be using it. We'll just plop one down here. So you can just export wood. Well, I may have to hack down more trees. Yep, it's firmly looking like I need to cut down more trees. So let's do that. Bell tree. Game looks smooth. It's a lovely little city builder. It's really nothing like Dwarf Fortress. People are like, I need a Dwarf Fortress alternative. It's not that. It's a very different kind of game. But if you're like, man, I really like Pharaoh and want that but bigger and more sandboxy, that's what this is. The weirdest thing you've had the pleasure of drinking out of? A boot, I would say. Like a rubber boot. I could see an argument for No Moria, but like the open source development side of that thing is very slow and the main game is dead. Some people in very specific circles would scream, Dwarf! But I haven't played much Dwarf, so I can't actually say. And I'm sure somebody out there would say Odd Realm, to which I would say Odd Realm is very good, but quite different. Although I do have a quote from Zach Adams where he says that Odd Realm might be his favorite game that's trying to be like Dwarf Fortress, which is pretty cool. To be careful too, or no, just delete jobs actually? Yeah, just delete jobs. That's what I need. Perfect. Having this is going to increase happiness quite a bit. Yeah, but we have 932 population, right? And our goal is to hit 10,000, so yeah, this is very much a anthill game. Very much an anthill game. I could sell livestock because I got 16 in there right now, which sell for 285 a pop, which is pretty damn good. You down here, we are going to import some metal. Price just went down. Cool. Went from 270 to 257. Yep. Hoping to hit 1K in a minute. Although I'm going to wait until spring, summer before I accept more people. We also need to figure out what people want. Like, they still want access to more clothes. They want more trees. Which is fair. Mon... Statue? No. Tree? Fell tree. Okay, fine. I will... I don't know how this thing has stuff named. Pretty sure... Can I just say, I think it's really funny that Seniors Rest Home is placed under entertainment. It's like, I guess it kind of is, but decorations, I think. Yeah, that's what they want. It's like, I get it. Seniors Rest Home is pretty much entertainment, but that's just, there's something about that that's just really amusing to me. Did I have a light bulb moment in this game? Not really. Build everything. If you're having, like, problems expanding, build an industry you haven't built yet. But aside from that, no, not really. And sometimes something as simple as, like, making your roads go from low, crappy quality to just stone roads is the difference between having a broken city that falls apart and having, like, a massive population boom. Entertainment for the younglings to go watch the old people? I think it might actually just be, you know, the old people having something to do with their lives, but what do I know? Well, I can certainly sell some of our herbs. We're just sitting at 630 right now. We can absolutely sell some of that. Got 23 livestock for sale. That's good. Got 1,000 wood for sale. Well, I mean, also, here's the thing, right? Like, if you have a bunch of these guys, the Argonash, if you have a bunch of those guys, which are really hard to get, because you have to acquire certain things, and then suddenly, because they require large amounts of basically, unless you're a slave state, these guys aren't going to want to join you. They want to join you if there's a certain fear score amongst everybody, which requires, like, dire roads, right? So if you have a bunch of these bug people, and let's just say you've enslaved all of the lizard people, and this is why none of the VODs for this game are monetizable. Let's say you've enslaved the lizard people and you have a lot of bug people, right? If for some reason you decide to free the bug people or the lizard people and you start building statues and fancier roads, The bug people will probably riot, and if they don't like go on mass killing sprees and kill a third of your population, they'll just leave. They'll start rioting until they get too pissed off, and then they will just leave. Or until you exterminate them. Is generally kind of how this game goes. So it's like, not only does it have an effect on your population like that, and like the general happiness and stuff like that, but like the shape of your buildings have effect on your population. Like the reason I have such weird shaped buildings is these guys like round buildings. Same with the dwarves. The dwarves and the orcs both like roundness on their buildings, and buildings have a roundness score. And if you don't have enough roundness on your buildings, then they get upset because the buildings are boring looking. Whereas like the humans like really long straight buildings. So yeah, I don't know. This game's just got a lot of weird under the hood interactions, which makes it a compelling puzzle. Well, I mean, like, here, hold on. Like, yes, there certainly is some depth to this game. Like the tabs within tabs, and this is just for the orcs, for all of their different stats and graphs and needs and stuff. They're quite happy right now, actually, with their food satisfaction, because they're getting meals, and they have better quality meals. The hygiene here is terrible. We have no baths. They're very upset about this. They really want drinking services and tables, which currently I don't actually think we have any. We don't have any drinking services yet. We also don't have alcohol, because alcohol requires wheat, charcoal, I think metal, and an access to constant pottery. So kind of my next like route is to get some pottery up and running. Maybe import the stuff for baths and get baths unlocked. Actually, we could probably pretty easily do baths. Hold on, let me see. Can I do baths? Okay, so baths I need 1,800. So I have almost enough points for baths. I could unlock a tavern, but I can't make ale yet, I don't think. I'm just kind of poking around for ale here. Coal-fired ovens, but like also that's not accounting for the fact that we're just gonna kind of keep getting attacked too. Ration maker bonus. There's also just like religion, which lets me make religious temples, which will make certain groups happy that the temple exists and other groups upset if they don't worship the same god. You know, it's a fun game. It's very, very, very different from Dwarf Fort, so. But it's a game that I enjoy. I think maybe I should just grab pottery, because pottery cheap. Pottery is cheap. We're gonna grab pottery. I'm gonna save for bathhouses, I think is what we're gonna do. And I'm going to go clay pit, because there's a clay pit around here. I'm like mostly certain. Where is this clay pit? There's this clay pit. A decent clay pit. There's also this clay pit. But I think we're going to go for this clay pit right here. I don't need to fill in all the water for the clay pit though. Only the water that needs to be filled in. I mean, there's no like mandatory industries in this game. Everything can be imported, right? So, like you can settle like specializing in this game. In my opinion, is almost more fun than trying to do everything. Like I don't think I'm gonna do any metal industry in this particular setup. I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm only going to do other industries not related to metal work. Not because it's a bad industry or anything, but just because, you know, I think I'd prefer to just import stuff for metalworks. So weapons and that sort of thing, we'll just import. 99% efficiency, we'll go with it. It'll take a little bit for them to install that. That'll also help with the housing problem down here, or lack of people using the housing down here. We're also going to need to get bridges over there for them, probably. A road down to there. all that jazz. I would say that entertainment is for the seniors too, though, Brooklyn. But I very much enjoy this game, Wade Master. Sorry to take so long to respond to that comment. I very much enjoy this game. I play it. I play it kind of in a binge, maybe once every 6 months, and I'll put like 20, 30, 40 hours in that period. And then I won't play it again for a while. And then I'll go back to it, and then I won't play it again for a while, and then I'll go back to it, and I just kind of do that on repeat. Oh, why am I importing this? I should be exporting this. That's what I should be doing. I should be exporting that, not importing it. Oh. But I certainly have, like, run out of stuff to do in this game. Like, it's not, like, a game that you can just kind of play infinitely. Like, there is definitely walls that I've collided with it where I'm like, all right, I need too much more to do here for me. Or I'm bored. I'm going to go do something else. But, yeah, no, I'll build, like, a city or two every 6 months in this game. It's definitely like a binge and return kind of game. And so far, you know, it's been very enjoyable at that. So we have 88 free odd jobbers right now. I'm hoping this will employ most of them. Well, you don't necessarily need to export your excess. You just need to import enough and then stop importing when you have excess until you've burned through all of the excess. Same temperatures, so everybody better huddle around the fire. And I know that there's a button to build doors somewhere, and I haven't found it. Like, I do know that there's you have to add doors separately onto buildings in, like, its own building menu, and I haven't found it, and it's starting to concern me slightly. We really need to repair this building. Just trying to figure out why they're not fixing up that building, because it needs it. With blade hats? You mean like propeller hats? Well, I feel like that's most of the games that I play. The games where it's like, okay, I'm going to binge this for a little period of time, and then I'm going to take a break. It's most of the games that I play. Gonna just make a little storage depot down here. This is just going to be for clay. Most of the games that I play are like short-term binge games where like, all right, I will play this for a bit, and then I will play something else. Then I will come back to this. Tends to be the types of games that I'm drawn towards. I don't know about you, chat, but I know when people play the games I like and they're just like, this is great, now give me 10 times the content. It's like, it's a single developer, calm down. Although speaking of getting excited for things, I'm weirdly excited for the no-clip doc on Dwarf Fortress. Even though I was super disappointed by the first one that they did, I'm getting hopeful for this one. Just seeing all the places that they've been filming and stuff. You're still on your Witcher break? What, you were just like, I will play this again in 3 months, and then it's been 6 months? It's been 7 years! Since I've last played this video game and I can't remember where my tech tree is. You watch DF documentaries too much? I would watch a reality TV show based on Dwarf Fortress. Recently, once again, I've been getting questions from people on the YouTube comments going, so do you think that there's any chance that they're going to staff up? And people really don't seem to understand the concept of Dwarf Fortress was put up for sale. Yep. So that they could get health insurance and life savings. Not so that they could staff up. I have a feeling it's just going to be... It's going to be kind of like the question for all time that everybody's going to ask. I'm removing the river because there is no way to build over a river. There is no bridge construction. It doesn't block the water flow. The water keeps flowing. No idea who that is or what the video that you're referring to is, Flykick. Well, I mean, have you listened to all of the interviews I've done with Zach and Tarn? They're not quite DF documentaries, but they're like hour-and-a-half long to 2-hour long, just live streams. Food supply is dropping quite a bit, but that's okay. It's that time of year. We're getting into summer now. End of summer is when harvest season is. Farmers are all working their butts off, doing what they gotta do around town. Got cotton being harvested, which is good. Money supplies have dropped a little bit, which means we probably got imports. Yes, we did. We can now stop importing. Swap you from that over to, well, not livestock. Let's, do I have, you have leather. We're gonna sell leather. Leather sells pretty well. It's 29 per. Fair enough. I tend to not watch a lot of YouTube. Outside of the few YouTubers I like watching, and especially like Dwarf Fortress stuff, I don't generally go about watching Dwarf Fortress related things by other people. Like there's this one person who, bless his soul, keeps tweeting at me saying, "I love your DF videos, Blind. You should watch mine." No, it's like cool, like good for you, make content, but no. Like I watch some of Krug Smash's stuff. I maybe watch every 4th or 5th video he uploads, and I watch some of Hoodie Hair's stuff, but I don't watch Dwarf Fortress content because most of it just kind of makes me mad. Not because it's bad, but unless it's like a very high budget or well-produced set of interviews with Zach and Tarn, I don't really have any interest in it because it's always either, A, this is wrong, which happens a lot of times. Like I watched a video about Dwarf Fortress not too long ago that was just straight up half the information and it was incorrect. And secondly, or they're covering things that I don't think should be covered or I wouldn't cover if I were to make that kind of video, so it's just kind of annoying to watch. Asking someone to watch your stuff is the fastest way to get nobody to watch your stuff. Yep, that's also true. Hello, Elfie Bean. How are we? You attained Mountain Home in your current fort yesterday. And you finally did this in the version with the new quest. You don't know how you feel about it. It feels kind of like an arbitrary thing. You felt like it needed to do just because game points you to it. I agree. I don't like the Mountain Home quest currently. It's very much well, see, here's the thing, right? I agree with you. I feel like it shouldn't be there, or I feel like it doesn't need to be there. I feel like that should be something the player just explores on their own. But I can tell you why it's there. It's because I'm seeing more and more reviews from people on Steam and in the like comment sections of places saying, man, there's nothing to do. People need like hand-holdy goals, and I feel like it was either Kit Fox or Bay12, and my guess is in this instance probably Bay12, felt that they needed something like that for people, you know? Like, they need something, and I feel like they felt that they needed something. Otherwise, they would run into the problem of new players not vibing with the game because there isn't anything beyond that certain point. So, no, totally, but they're trying to appeal to a slightly more standard audience. Like, I would also argue, you know, some stuff like, I don't know, Kenshi is non-standard, right? But in order to sell to a non-standard game to a more standard audience, you need to standardize some things. So yeah, I don't think it needs to be there. I don't think it really benefits anything. I don't particularly like it, but it's okay. I also have the right to ignore it. Two-Bit Nick, hello. Good day. Welcome to a little bit of Songs of Six. Happy weekend. Well, Monday. Happy over weekend. Kaliak, hello. That was a pretty lighting effect. This game has some neat lighting effects. Still kind of feels like the weekend for me, so my brain's still in weekend mode. Happy first day of the week, I suppose. I don't know what to do on board. The problem is you know how Gabe Newell said the only way to stop piracy of video games is to make purchasing video games easier than pirating them?
Yo, what's sloppin' in chat, Cryptwave?
The problem is it's so easy to acquire new video games if you're tired of a video game or decide you don't like a video game. The problem with that is if somebody plays Dwarf Fortress for 40 minutes and goes, man, I feel lost and bored, they're going to just go refund it. You know, and that's so you need to have some sort of goal for people. Same reason you need to have some sort of tutorial, even though I genuinely believe that the tutorial for Dwarf Fortress is almost redundantly bad. Like, it almost doesn't need to exist. It's not very good. It's maybe like the weakest part of Premium. Tuesday Eve, sure. Preox, thank you very much for the 4th month. Chat, can I get a round of beers for Preox returning to the stream for a 4th month in a row? And for anybody here who's going, streamer, where Dwarf Fort? Tomorrow, normal time. Consider this Monday stream like a warm-up to the week. It did kind of give you an initial talent challenge to go for before you started exploring other ways of playing. You know, the most perplexing criticism I saw about Dwarf Fortress around Premium release, Kelly, was a streamer who said, this game is really boring. I just do the same thing every time. Well, I mean, you can do the same thing every time. But that's a you problem, not a problem with the game. You can do whatever you want in whatever order. The game is not forcing you to do something in a specific order. If you're choosing to do something in a specific order, it's because you've chosen to do it that way. Not because the game is forcing you to do it that way. Just logging out of work, going to just exit for a while, watching these pixels move. That sounds good existing for a while. On the Terra Invicta subreddit? So I haven't played Terra Invicta, but isn't that game like kind of the like peak of you get to just do what you want in whatever order? Like isn't that the whole point of Terra Invicta? Huh. Okay. I mean, obviously there's a meta, right? Everything, fucking Dwarf Fort has a meta, which is ridiculous, but like, everything has a meta. Like, I'm playing this city wrong, and like, my fields are wrong, and anybody who's played this game for any length of time could point at my fields and be like, you could make those more optimal. I don't care, they look pretty. Anyway. Miss Gen Meta OP. I feel like I started that one. I mean, mist generators have been in Dwarf Fortress for 15 odd, well, maybe not 15 years, for about 10 years, give or take 5. So I wouldn't expect them to go anywhere. Someone also stated that they thought that Dwarven sonar was removed, and they're just like, it's not working. I went in and tested it. Nope, it's definitely working. Don't know why it's not working for you, but it works for me. This one needs clay. Oh yeah, it works. Farm plots are invisible now. Works fine for me on most recent version. Literally works. Tried it last night. Or not last night, the night before. Because somebody in YouTube comments asked. I was like, wait, did they break that? Nope, still works. You just have to start on the surface. Are you using any graphical mods? Because that's my immediate, suspicion. I don't know, it's an exploit, so it shouldn't work, but they should fix that one, in my opinion. Because it's pretty game-breaking, but... No mods, no DFAC? Weird. It works just fine on mine. So this is going to be for literally just clay. Maybe clay and pottery. Mostly clay, though. Trying to get the stone brought over. And the furniture. Curious about how many dudes this is going to employ. Wait, hold on a sec. Actually, I have a question. Brokely, do you play with keyboard controls on? Yeah, what Pandasaurus just said. Are you playing with keyboard controls on? Are you... Okay, that's why it's not working. Just, that's why. Because keyboard, if you have keyboard... And this is why I turned keyboard control off. Because keyboard control removes previews on constructions. All constructions. You do not get any previews on constructions when you have keyboard control on. That's why I turned it off. That's why. Literally go turn it off and try it. It'll work. It's not rough. It's just the way the game works. It's an odd design choice. I don't think it's a design choice. I think it's a workaround, actually. Because Zach and Tarn came out and basically stated that there was going to be no keyboard control in Dwarf Fort, whatsoever. To which there was a mini uproar in the community saying, we want keyboard control, and then they hacked it back in the last, 3 weeks. So, I don't think it's a design choice. I think it's a, they hacked a feature back into the game because there was a mini uproar that they hadn't accounted for the last year and a half. So, I don't think it's a design choice. I think it's a, fuck, we need this feature. We did have a DF question for you, but you can't find any. You've got an injured merchant lying on the riverbank. No, you can't. If he's not part of your fortress, the dwarves will ignore him. That merchant is going to die eventually. Which kind of sucks. Why does sonar not work sometimes? Oh, sorry about ads. Just yell at me that you're in an ad if I miss it. But if you have keyboard control enabled, you won't see previews on any constructions, and you need previews on constructions to be able to do it. So if you have keyboard controls enabled, it won't work. Yeah, sorry, Killjoy. The beginning of my week, Ben, I woke up and made breakfast. Week has only been going for about 4 hours for me. Weekend was great. I watched John Wick 1 on Friday night after doing work most of Friday, which was good. I'm gonna rewatch 2 and 3 as well, so I'm ready for 4 when that comes out. I then had a pretty productive Saturday. In the evening, the morning, I went out for brunch and didn't do much and got groceries. Then Sunday, I went on a hike with my dad in the morning and didn't do anything productive whatsoever. Got home, napped, woke up, made dinner, then watched Everything Everywhere All at Once, and then went back to bed. Now I'm here. Hell yeah! Well, welcome to the realm of the live chat, Horn. So, like, I figured out that, like, back during pre-release, Brooklyn, I was trying to... It made deleting things a pain in the ass, and then I realized, oh, it's just previews aren't there. So, like, before the game had even come out, I disabled keyboard construction and just kind of gone, yeah, I'm not going to re-enable this. I'm not going to re-enable it until the quirks get removed from it. Okay, so that'll take up to 76 workers. Bring in some more dwarves. Bring in some more orcs. 15 odd jobbers left. This will power up half of them, I think. Yeah, okay, so this is queued up for like 30 odd jobs, and we're gonna start getting clay jobs up and running. When we start getting clay into our stores here, then from there, oh hey, we now employ over 25 in our clay pits. You mean clay pit, the single clay pit. Once we start getting that up and running, we can get a pottery industry going. Why do old folks not like Everything Everywhere All at Once? Because there's a lesbian couple in it, would be my guess, if we're talking about boomers here. Like, one major plot hinge of that movie is mom accepting that her... Or rather, not a mom accepting, but a mom explaining to a grandparent that her daughter is dating a girl. Like, that is a large plot point of that movie. So, also, like, it's starring a Chinese family, so depending on the old folks' home, like, that might have something to do with it. It's like the main characters are all Chinese. They're all Chinese Hong Kong actors. And I don't know. It's like an anti-boomer movie. I think my parents would love it. I need to make them watch it. I mean, also, like, the main lady in that movie, she was one of the Bond girls, like, ages ago. Like, she's been around. Baka Glass, congratulations on acquiring First. How does that make you feel? I'll go the Struggers of Vegetableville. I mean, we got more than just vegetables. We got vegetables, we got fruit, we sometimes have meat, we got plenty of bread. It's going pretty good. We sometimes have meat for the dwarves specifically because the orcs don't eat meat. Hopefully not pork. I don't know. What are these things? They're like a bold cow thing. They're described as giant beasts found in the north. They have ferocious temperament. We've domesticated them. All right, I have homeless again. All right, well, we are gaining in the clay department, which is pretty good. How do Knoll? Things are pretty good. They're ox. Yeah, I can see that. They kind of have that appearance, or like an ox equivalent. As a big fan of audio, I do feel that every good farm needs an ox cord, so it's a good thing that we have plenty of ox. Refused items, then anything in the stockpile will degrade, go by. Yeah, no, like, the worst part of the tutorial. Honestly, like, the only reason I say that Dwarf Fortress tutorial is bad is because they say make an everything stockpile. Do not ever make an everything stockpile. That is the worst thing that you can do. Like, one of the worst things you could do. What's up, glass half empty? Empty. Before you figured that out and your guys had never had full sets of armor? Yeah, that'll do it. If Tarn plays the game like that? No. No, I think that's just an oversight. What do I think of the combat in this game? I don't particularly like it. I think the city building is way stronger. The combat is just very underdeveloped. It's like the least developed part of the game. And even the developer has said that he's scared of, like, accidentally breaking it. So he keeps putting off working on it. Your entire department is basically... So wait, are you like one of those people on Reddit where it's just like your kitchen is just like covered in like piles of cups and glasses and mugs and like half-eaten takeout, and then there's just like underwear on the floor and trash everywhere with just like energy drink cans and like 2 liters everywhere, giant bags of gypsum? You feel called out? You store clothes in the oven? I mean, where else would you store them? I mean, come on. It's perfectly... I mean, it's not... To quote a friend of mine's, like, YouTube short from a couple weeks ago, MLG gamers don't know what an oven is. It's a scary contraption that can cause serious burns. In this house, we use a microwave. Where do you folks wash your boots? The sink? I have a little, like for my hiking boots, I have a little sieve thingy that I put at the bottom of the sink that catches all debris. And I will literally wash my hiking boots in the sink and then hang them up on my patio. Sounds like an Unsanity Live quote. It's not, but no, it's a fake uniform said that. Tom doesn't make YouTube shorts, I don't think. I use my, correction, I use a kitchen sink. I only have one sink. I also have the bathroom sink, but I ain't washing my boots in my bathroom sink. Sounds so unsanitary? That's why you then sanitize it with bleach or some other form of heavy-duty cleaner. Like, that's what cleaner's for. This game does not have bridges, no. It's just land bridges currently. Bridges are on the to-do list. Although, on this game's feature list that are being added to the game, it does include hookers and blow, so I don't exactly... And it literally just says, buy pop... Like, hold on. Actually, is the to-do list still in the video game? It used to be. There used to just be, like, a roadmap in the video game. I don't know if it's still here. Doesn't look like it. Let me see. Are hookers and blows still on the roadmap for this game? Because if so, I need to find out. So you gotta buy it before it gets banned in Australia? Come on, if it can... honestly, this game should be banned in Australia. Based on the games Australia bans, this game should not be purchasable in Australia. Yeah, I'm not finding the link to his roadmap anymore. Maybe he's hiding it in his Discord now. Let me just Google it. Do have it running on slow speed, don't I? It looks like it. Songs of Six roadmap. Ah, it's on the website. Maybe he added hookers and blow. Far off, zombies, artifacts, boats. Stop me if you've heard this one before. Water, wind, and mills, gambling and drugs. Okay, so gambling and drugs used to be hookers and blow, by the way. That's the one that used to be hookers and blow. It used to say gambling and it used to just say hookers and blow, and then in brackets gambling and drugs. So okay, he reworded it. I wonder if he had to change it for sales reasons. Probably just kept getting questions. I mean, it's just like Factorio removed all reference of must enjoy going to strip clubs and drinking beer on lunch break from their now hiring page. Honestly, Australia's level of censorship is, how do I explain this? Concerning to me. Make bathhouses. Speaking of. Don't have hookers and blow, but how about pools? Where is pot? I guess. I'm just gonna sit on all my research. Strippers and cocaine. That's all the same, isn't it? The dev literally said I'm going to make my own game with blackjack and hookers. My favorite quote from Jake, who's the developer of this, is, I'm just an idiot suffering from hubris trying to make my dream video game. It's like, fucking go get him, dude. Go get him, man. Also, hey, Monkey Monk. We don't have the technology for hookers. I mean, as of last time I checked, this game didn't have female faces. But I think it's added female faces. It's like, initially on launch, this game only had dude faces. Like, it had no effeminate face generation. Which was funny, because you'd have, like, a lady name, and then, like, feminine, like, statement on their, like, character description. But then it was just, like, has a beard, is man. Just kind of funny. So yeah, maybe that was the holdup on the hookers side of things. Bearded ladies all the way up. Your game has now released proof that any universe was childish nonsense. Absolutely, damn right. Can we just have cocaine and bears instead of strippers? Much more entertaining. Me and Sentient have the same thought. Anyway, this VOD is not getting monetized. It's worth it. It's okay. Chat's already given me more money than YouTube would have for it. All right, we're gonna make bathhouses. We're gonna make bathhouses. Thinking up in this area. There's kind of there's a toilet right there. So we need coal. We need metal. We need coal for fuel for this thing, if I'm not mistaken. We're gonna make a couple bathhouses. Probably gonna need to make a... You stop farting over there, you stupid video game. This is the worst game ever made, chat. I hate this video game. Like, this game's great. Farting sound goes off. This game is awful. This game has very realistic poop sounds, okay? They happen in the toilet quite constantly. Which is why I, like, whenever people ask me, like, do you mod this game? It's like, well, I installed one mod once, and the mod that I installed just removed the pooping sounds and replaced it with a duck quacking. Much more pleasant. Can it be disabled? No. Not without mod. Well, I mean, you can turn off ambient sounds. That would disable it. But yeah, no, you can't. Oh, sometimes, but not as constantly as the game does. There is multiple mods that remove the sound effect though, and it's not hard to remove it. But updating your game breaks it. I just haven't done it on this version. It's special, yep. And I have confirmation that the dev recorded it himself. All right. We, I don't know. Kind of makes it better in a weird way. Terrible way. How much does clay sell for? 5? Okay. Let's do wood again. Although, we need that. Also need that. So we're bringing in banshee blocks and metals, which means we're going to be broke in a minute. Don't refund it. Literally just go Google how to run SimCity 4 in modern resolution. I mean, there's a 4K upres pack for that lets you run in 4K borderless windowed and in full screen or up to for SimCity 3000. And SimCity 4000 has a bigger player base these days than 4 does, or that SimCity 4 has a bigger player base than 3 does. So I would not even be remotely concerned about making 4 run on modern hardware at modern resolutions. But yeah, the PC Gaming Wiki is a good place to start too. Getting roads redone. Widescreen gaming forum is your friend? Yep. Well, I mean, this is why you tweak things, right? It's like Dungeon Keeper 2 doesn't run natively on modern OSs anymore, which is why you install DKFix and run it on modern OSs. But yeah, we need more studios like Night Dive out there who just go and get the rights to those old games and make them work again. We need more of that. Although that'll never happen for games like SimCity because EA Games has absolutely no interest in humoring us and working with us on making their games playable. Most, yeah. Well, most older games that still get played have community patches. Hey, True Freak. Good day. How's things? Yeah, I think my plan for this, for today, chat, is we're gonna do, I don't know, maybe another hour and a half, 2 hours of this. And then I think we're gonna do a couple runs of Path of Akra because I want to start unlocking stuff in that Steam demo. And Tuesday, tomorrow, I think plan is just full long day of Dwarf Fort, and then we'll do some full gear in the evening. The dev popped in earlier, and I kind of ignored him because he was trying to make me talk about full gear. I'm like, I don't know enough about your video game to talk about it. So that, I think, is the plan. Need to go harvest more stone. And also, just because some people have asked me, yeah, I'll play the Deep Rock Galactic Vampire Survivors clone when it comes out because I feel like I have to. I feel like I have to. Not because I actually have any interest in that game, but I feel like I have to. There we go. I can shut you down. I can shut you down. Just make profits for a bit. Our first bathhouse chat room. Sweet. We now have a bathhouse. Cleanness abounds, yes. Let's see. Heating 100%, excellent. It's nice and hot. Hot baths. Why are you not super happy with me? What the? Oh, probably because they're still homeless. I'm just over here being like, I'm making a bathhouse. And then they're all like, we have no housing and are angry. And I'm like, I'm making a bathhouse. Why are you upset with me? Probably because they want housing and are angry. Okay, hold on. What housing type are you? You're a longhouse? Oh, I see why. Wait, what are you befuddled by, Brooklyn? I mean, bathhouse. Yeah, just go live in the bath. It's great. Everybody will love it. I mean, the next industry we need to work on is drinks. Is the Black Mountain? This is all mountain, yeah. So we're in like a big old valley right now. We're a big old valley. Think about building like a castle city kind of in the middle here with like these little farm villages around the edges. But yeah, no, this is a big old castle city. Big old castle city. There is also some like well, there's very little metal deposits, but there is some coal deposits. There's like one metal deposit all the way back there. There's some coal and some other metal there, and then there's some metal out here on the surface. I think there's something in the upgrade tree about digging faster. Actually grab this. But some of these, yeah, under mining. Mine bonus, mine bonus, or mine bonus, stone mine bonus. Okay, I'd swear that maybe it's just if you have ample access to tools. I can't remember what it is, but there is like some method of, we're in an ad in a few seconds here. There is some method of speeding up mining, but it's been a while. I think it might just be you have to give them access to tools, and then they go faster. That's the last unlock for bonuses, is get to 10k pop. So long story short, you want to get to 10,000 population. Now I have a question. Do I... You know, actually, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give my population access to clay for a little bit. So instead of... Yeah, so instead of making pottery right now, I'm going to give them access to some clay. Because this will satisfy some more of their needs and allow them to make their homes nicer. It'll also power through my current clay deposit, and it will make making new houses more expensive. But it'll increase their happiness just a little bit, and it'll take a little while for us to work past that. But once they have access to that, that'll improve their overall well-being. Time to try the Songs of Six demo, maybe not right now. Why not right now? What's wrong? What? If not now, then when? Oh, there's a little stone deposit down there. It's a very crappy, large clay pit. Kind of want to just work my way back this way. Yeah, no, digging in this game is a slow process to the point where, like, I'm just kind of convinced that in this game you're not really supposed to settle underground immediately, unless that's something that you really want to do. It's just not a very optimal thing to do off the bat. How the heck did we get metal down here? Resist the urge to dwarf? Never resist the urge to dwarf. Always dwarf. Always dwarf. Never not dwarf. I'm actually curious, how much does stone sell for? 6K. Also not much. A fell tree. Oh, we got plenty of tree. Tree is not a problem. Okay, yeah, don't do things that are unhealthy. Never resist the urge to dwarf within reason. You kind of abandoned the idea of building homes by digging into mountains and furbishing caves. What, like, in our own, like, prehistory era? I don't know if we necessarily... I don't know if that's necessarily accurate. Like, abandoned the idea? It was more of a... When we didn't have the ability to, we would do that. I don't know if we necessarily abandoned the idea. Make a pottery. I can't remember if these need coal. These might need coal. So if you don't like something that you've just designated in this screen, right click and it just backs up. Let's do that. Put a little bit of storage in here. Be a little bit more storage in here. doors there. Be fine. I cannot remember what these things require. We'll find out. General loyalty and happiness is pretty bad. Want to be allowed more clothes. I don't have much clothing, though. What can I give you guys to make you guys happy? My dwarves are pissed at me currently. Well, what if I give you full access to wood? What if I give you full access to wood? And I also give you some access to furniture. Your food preferences have dropped. Yeah, I get it. I need to stop selling my livestock. Could also make hunters, which I kind of haven't bothered. The hell is the third type of citizen? Okay, so I won't read their actual names. I will just simply tell you what they are, basically. Orcs, dwarves, lizard people, humans, elves, bug people, giant racist blue giants. A group of Nendorians, who are the orcs, have decided to leave your city, renouncing citizenship and your rule. Oh, well, that's why suddenly loyalty spiked because, like, what, 30 people left? Actually, wasn't that many. It was like a small group of people left, and suddenly, like, oh no, an accident occurred. Probably all the people who left just, you know, did the thing. A web shooter forgotten beast and set up a collection area with chained dogs to find out that the beast is blind and won't shoot webs. Oh, actually, hold on a second. Doesn't matter if they're blind or not, they'll still shoot webs. How many tiles wide is the beast standing in? Because they'll only shoot webs through fortifications if it's 1 tile wide. Same with, oh, what's it called? Or they will, but it's very rare. It's only 1 tile wide? How close is the dog? Dog should be like maybe 3 spaces away from it. But being blind shouldn't affect anything. They added the bug people, but I don't think that's in the last year. The last one added was these guys. 3 to 4? It should be able to shoot webs. That's weird. Like, I've had ones that, like, I'd say more than half the Forgotten Beasts I see these days have no vision for some reason. It's food harvesting season, so there's lots of food surplus, so the orcs are real happy. Basically recovered all of our deficits right now, which is also good. How are you meant to feed a city of 10,000? By making recipes and food rations. I'm mostly the only like I'm importing bread right now, and fruit, and these are not getting refined into anything. We'd get more out of them if I was refining them. Like, rations go a longer way than, like, I think it's rations take 2 ingredients and increase the number of output you get. It's because I'm literally just farming with a couple of livestock stock fields. And also, that's not even that big. So, but yeah, no, it's a combination of importing and actually taking full advantage of every single different food type, which we're not doing. Are those rivers snowing? The rivers don't snow, but they do freeze. But I should make a hunter just to have more extra meat for the orcs. They'll thank me for this. Really? Can I not make hunters bigger? That's weird. Used to be able to make them bigger. Actually, I cancel these. There's just an odd wall there. But no, I've been able to consistently, without much issue, feed cities of like 5,000 before, so you could absolutely do 10,000. This game has ways to let you scale pretty consistently. Kind of surprised they just completely stopped constructing that. I've got 40 odd jobbers. I wonder what they're all doing. Also about to hit 1,000 citizens, so we're about to get another unlock. I also can assign some nobles. Oh, also another thing, in the tech tree here, under like farming, where's farming? There it is. You can just pump points into this, which just increases all of your output by 10%. That's another thing. So if I go into here, it's just gonna be like crop optimization. Okay, I now have 10% better crops. And then I could hit it again and bump it up by 20, and then hit it again and then bump it up by 30, and then hit it again and then bump it up by that, and then you can go into specializations and do the even more crop optimization. So that's another thing that, you know, I probably should have been doing earlier, but didn't. So, yeah, there's just like raw number go up thing where it's like, oh, they're using specialized tools now. It's like, well, they're not, but yeah, this is very much a game about just like better recipes, better optimization, better just embiggen. It's that kind of game. This is also damaged for some reason. I must just need tools or something to fix it. What do they need is the question. Something I do really like about this game, though. Oh, we need furniture. Fancy that. We're actually out of furniture. It's kind of neat. They move to where the jobs are, right? So this area is getting empty here because everybody's moving down here. So people will, like, the citizens in your cities will actually, like, pack up and leave, and you will have, like, abandoned housing blocks because they just decided that, nah, the jobs are over there. It's the one thing I really do like about this housing system in this game that's actually super neat. Is that you'll actually have just like people moving from place to place. I'm going to copy this and put it down here. We'll expand the jobs in this area. What, you should just leave little abandoned houses everywhere? I've had some people say that they wish that Dwarf Fortress had this kind of housing model. I think it would just frustrate the crap out of people, but it is a neat system. Let's sell some of my grain because I'm not even refining it. It doesn't sell for shit, but I have it, so. Where even is it? I can see. Why can't I see grain? Where is grain? What's the icon look like for that? It's a little basket with a thingy in it. There it is. Move dwarves closer to their workplaces. Yeah, I don't know. Time is very different, and distance is very different in this game. Like, this game just has, like, hard limitations where people don't want to walk past a certain distance. Where in Dwarf Fort, they're like, I'm awake for 6 weeks. I'm going to walk across the entire map twice. So I think mechanically, like, it's just not as necessary, but thematically could be fun. I remember I had an audience member ages ago who built a fort where all of their legendary smiths had very specific housing spaces. The pathing heat map? What, when you go to build roads? This is one of those features where it's like, man, it's a really cool feature, but no game will ever have it unless they plan for it from the ground up. Kind of reminds me of like, it's a very specific like reference here, but the game Planet Coaster. One of the coolest features it has is an undo button. And there's a way cooler game, in my opinion, Parkitect, which is kind of like Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, but modern. And Parkitect doesn't have a undo button. And it's like the most requested feature that game's had since like the very beginning of its development. And it just makes me feel so bad because it's like they'll never have that feature ever because like you would have had to account for that from the beginning. How can it not have an undo button? Because it wasn't a like standard feature when that game began development in 2012. Although I think my favorite backseat game development comment I've gotten recently was a person who commented on one of my who left a review on Steam for Dwarf Fortress, basically stating, "Man, I love this game." Basically, like being really nice to it, but also like kind of scathing because they're just like they talk about how the little units in Dwarf Fort just pop from tile to tile, and they said this must be a design choice. Because I know how easy it is to make 1,000 sprites move around in C# or C++ or C++ or C. And it's like, okay, it's very easy to make them move around, but maybe if you're planning for that from the get-go. You're not planning for that from the get-go. I don't know about that. Backseat game developers are probably about as obnoxious as backseat YouTubers. All right, what do you need? Okay, so yeah, for some reason I thought they took charcoal for this. Yeah, if they're literally just taking clay, that's optimal. That's perfect. I got tons of clay now. That's gonna be using about half of our clay, so I can still distribute some out to the citizens so that they can pretty up their space. Lost so many of the dwarves. Unfortunate. Well, my favorite one was a comment that I got on one of my Putnam talks, Preox, which was just, I wrote a better algorithm for pathing than the one that Dwarf Fortress uses. What is the best way to contact Bay 12 with my found information? I sent a screenshot of the comment to Putnam, to which they responded, well, it's probably worse. And also, if they can't find an email on a website, I don't think it's definitely not better in that case. But to answer that person's question indirectly, I suppose, obviously, the best way to respond to or reach out to Bay 12 is through a third-party YouTuber that's completely unaffiliated. Also, I need to get another one of those Putnam talks together because I'll bet you there's a patch out soon. Because PAX East is over, and the patch was either supposed to hit right before PAX East or right after PAX East. So, PAX East is over, so maybe we get a patch this week. Because Dwarf Fortress isn't that moddable, Putin Scoot. Like, it's really not. Dwarf Fortress is modular in that it's really easy to add characters and races and species and make them playable. It's not moddable in the way that, like, this game is moddable or RimWorld is moddable, where it runs in an engine that is accessible to normal people and has code that's exposed. Dwarf Fortress doesn't, right? Dwarf Fortress runs on its own code base, and that code isn't exposed. So the only way to mod Dwarf Fortress in that sense would be to use dfhack, but that's live RAM editing, so you're not actually modding the game's files, you're simply waiting until the game is sitting in memory and then editing that. Which doesn't mean the game is limited in its moddability. It's extremely moddable, but it's not moddable in that way, in the way that I think a lot of people are used to when they hear the term it's moddable. which is a legitimate criticism against Dwarf Fortress, but also at the same time kind of is a, I don't know, for me personally, just a non-concern. I don't even know if it's a good explanation. That's not really my... Modability of video games is not exactly my forte. I'm not a programmer. I'm not a modder. I don't know anything about how that shit works. I just know what other people say, and I just kind of regurgitate it approximately to the best of my understanding. Like, Dwarf Fortress is easy enough to mod that I can add a new race and it'll work. I can add a new creature type and it'll work. But you can't, like, mod the UI. One of my favorite comments that came out on for Dwarf Fortress pre-release on Steam was people saying, oh, it doesn't matter if they fuck up the UI because people will simply mod in a new UI if they don't like it. Or the people who were saying, oh, it doesn't matter if they remove the old UI because we can just put the old UI back in with mods. And it's like, not to be like a backseat game modder or anything, but Dwarf Fortress has existed for, 15, 16, 17 years now. And the biggest complaint about the game for the entirety of that period of time has been the UI. So if it was moddable to the point where people could, air quotes, just fix it with mods, wouldn't they have done that already? Like, I feel like that would have happened by now. And people got really mad at me whenever I said that. But it's like, I mean, wouldn't they have done that yet? You're gonna go bowling. I don't know if I'll be on when you get back from bowling, because this is planned to be a shortish stream, but we'll see you when we see you, audio. Just upgrading roads and doing all that jazz. Okay, so I need 750 points for Tavern, but don't I need a brewer first? Brewery, yeah, I do. Which costs... Okay, so I should work towards charcoal first. Because I need charcoal for that production line. And it either takes fruit or it takes wheat. And I need charcoal. So I can make a dirty charcoaler, or we could just keep digging this way. I think we're just going to keep digging this way. Was I not making rations? Maybe I need a second ration maker. That's the eatery. There's the ration maker. I'll fill in that back door there, that's fine. I also need more general workforce, so I'm going to drop down the number of employees working in the clay pits. Sounds cool. Submit a pull request. Yeah, but you can't even say that with Dwarf Fortress related things, right? You don't envy game devs? It's funny. I've had people ask me a couple of times, like, as a person who makes content about video games on the internet, they're like, would you go into game development? I think my answer to that is a pretty flat no. Purely for that reason. I think that there is a world where I could be convinced to be around other game development, potentially. I mean, it would be cool to have some input on a video game, but I don't really I don't really see me enjoying game development in any way. I'm just going to import rations because I need rations. That seems to be the main thing that's pissing people off right now. We got plenty of money. We got 77,000 in the treasury. We're going to get robbed pretty soon though, probably. There's like a 30% chance per year right now that we're going to get robbed. So we got 2,200 rations inbound, which will help. And look, we get rations inbound and everybody just like spike up with happiness. Look at that. 22 people want to join because I have rations again. Fancy that. Game dev was fine before social media? Yeah, but indie game dev barely existed before social media. I don't think it was fine. I think it was different. You know, like, social media allows for better marketing of products and allows for things to exist. I don't think this game would exist without social media, just as an example. But it also makes life difficult for people who exist within it just because of the nature of how that system works. It's a shitty system that benefits things, but also detracts from things. Like, I genuinely wish that... Like, I think my biggest regret about my career in this industry is I wish that I started, like, 5 years earlier. Like, I really, really, really wish that I moved out earlier and got into, you know, actually making content sooner. But I didn't. So. Alright, well, we are producing a tiny, 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 itty-bitty, witty little bits of meat from there, but at least it's something. Hey, hoy, Mark. There was a PlanetSide 2 YouTuber who became employed at their studio. That was cool. Yeah, I mean, there is degrees of that seems like dream job for sure. Okay, where the heck is the brewery? I don't really want to be. Importing alcohol. Not seeing it here. I know it's here. PlanetSide 2 is still going. PlanetSide 2 was going for a really long time, and then it stopped because the developers decided to make a Battle Royale game, which nobody wanted. And then they released the Battle Royale game, and everybody hated it. Surprise, Pikachu. And then they finally went back to working on the game that people wanted. Which, I don't know, to me it's just kind of funny. Okay, what do I need to unlock for that? Unlocks with technology brewery crude. Like, actually, where is that? Not under miscellaneous, is it? Spoilage, administration. Actually, that's something I should grab. Administration. I didn't realize they hid that down there. You know what? Let's go for that over. We'll just import alcohol for a little bit, I think. Enjoy your lurk, Kelly. But yeah, I don't know. I played PlanetSide 2 a billion years ago, and it ran like shit on my computer. And that's all I really remember of it, is it running like shit on my computer. I think the reality is Broccoli, isn't that a vocal part of an audience is bad? I think the reality is the vast majority of people who are an audience for a thing just enjoy the thing, right? Like, I enjoy a lot of things. I never leave reviews. I very rarely leave comments. I don't even leave likes or thumbs ups on videos. Like, I don't retweet things. There's plenty of things out there that I enjoy that I just enjoy, that I don't interact with in the slightest, right? And most people out there who enjoy a thing are like me, right? If they enjoy a thing, they don't say anything, right? Whereas if you don't enjoy a thing, you're much more likely to go be a soccer mom and leave a negative Yelp review for the burger that you got at the burger joint that was subpar, right? You're much more likely to go leave a very angry, ranty Steam review about how a bug that you deem to be game-breaking, even though it isn't, that's been in a game for 15 years, that most people just know how to play around and kind of accept it as a mechanic, is a bug, and how you're very annoyed about this. And that is a perfectly legitimate reason to leave a negative review for a thing, but it just kind of makes the older audience who's just enjoying the thing sad, right? So that's where that kind of upset comes from. It's not that such a large portion of an audience is necessarily bad. It's really is just as simple as people who feel miffed or ripped off are more likely to say negative things about things. You know, here's the thing, right? Another example of this. I host a podcast sometimes, and we put up an episode yesterday. You should go listen to it. Exclamation point podcast in the chat. I don't promote it enough, but we have a podcast. The hardest thing in the world is getting people to leave iTunes reviews, and it's literally the only thing that tells iTunes to promote your podcast. There's no other way to really promote a podcast within, and because there is no large algorithms for podcasts. It's like follows on Spotify and thumbs ups on iTunes, and it's like pulling teeth to get people to do it. Legit, it's like pulling teeth. Yep, we're talking about the same thing, Broccoli. When we're talking about like portions of audiences being bad, I think the vast majority of the audience is great. I don't think it's necessarily making game dev any harder. That's just like the way of things. See, this is why it's fucking impossible to get reviews. I mean, I use Podcast Addict, right? But I will occasionally sign into iTunes to go leave a review for a podcast I like. Well, see, here's the thing, right? We could totally do that, but we only have 6 reviews on iTunes, and we get maybe 1 every 6 months. So we could start a segment like that, and people would be like, huh, that's a funny segment, and we'd run out of reviews in like a week. So not a bad idea, but I don't even think that would work as an incentive for a podcast with a smaller audience. Well, I mean, I don't have any Apple devices, but I have an iTunes account specifically for this reason. Anyway, we were talking about getting reviews from people and positive feedback and how important positive feedback is because it was mentioned up there in chat. You want to help my podcast? Leave a review for it on iTunes. Literally nothing else matters. Unless you have 1 million followers on Twitter and can just like scream about it. But what do you think about this? Is it worth trying? Out of all of the games that I'm actively enjoying, I think the majority of them are in early access. There's two types of early access games, right? There are games that are in early access because they need your money, they need your funding, and they want to, and they have like, and they don't have a publisher or something, or like they need the money. And then there's games like this, which is, it's in early access because the dev's gonna work on it for another decade, probably. I don't know. What do I think about this one? I have 120 hours in it, and there's buttloads of stuff on the roadmap, and the developer updates it every 3 months pretty damn consistently. So I wouldn't be concerned about this game being in early access. But if you have an aversion of buying early access games, don't buy early access games, period. This will be in early access for a couple years at least, maybe more. This game's good. Like, it's really good. Is it good in its current state? Yeah. Yeah, it is. I mean, this game has more features than most finished games. So, like, if that's the question that if that's the response that you're looking for, yeah, there's that response. Trade negotiations. Gonna pump some points into trade negotiations so that I can start taxing people. Let's put a point into road maintenance. Well, we'll get that sooner rather than later. Hello, fellow Canadian. I am also Canadian. I'll have you know, I just paid like $6,000 in taxes. So when streamer screams about, hey, check your primes, I don't really do sponsorships. Help keep me funded. That's why. But play the demo for this game. Yeah, also what Soulshinery said. If you're questioning this game, just go play the demo. Demo's the full game from a few versions ago. Yeah, what Wade Master said. You bought Caves of Cut after watching you play, but you feel like it's a mood game. And if I don't jump in the right mood, you'll hate it. Oh, I'm very much that way. There's like this like portion of my YouTube audience that's just like constantly going, when's the next CUD run? And it's like when I feel like playing CUD. I fucking love CUD. CUD is fantastic, but I play CUD for like 30 hours and then forget about it for 6 months. And if I do it in any other way other than that, I will dislike it. Not because CUD is a bad game. CUD is a very good game. It has to be the right vibe for CUD. So many Canadians. 2 confirmed Canadians in chat. It does not equal that many Canadians. Yeah, exactly. No life it for 2 weeks and then forget it exists for half a year.
Another confirmed Canadian, who also likes weird games.
Okay, 3 confirmed Canadians in chat. That's still pretty low minority compared to the majority of chat. That's definitely a swarm, guys. We got a Canadian infestation. Quick, get the maple syrup. Now I'm curious. Chat, where are you from? Don't have to be too specific. I'm just curious what countries people are from. You don't have to answer it as well if you don't want to. What's up, ASN64? What, Canada? I mean, yeah, I learned recently the population of Tokyo is almost the population of Canada. Oh, I get lots of viewership data, yeah. I know like the average age. I know approximate locations. I mean, US is like 40% of my audience, which is actually low. It's normally like 60 or 70. Be called a moose? No. That's my opinion of your freedoms. Confuse states with countries? I think because, okay, I'm guessing here, but if I had to guess for the US, it's because people who live in certain states identify more with the state than they live in than the country that they live in, because it's so big, right? It's like when people ask me ask me where I'm from and I say Canada, I generally jump straight to saying British Columbia, Canada, because there's a very big difference between the very big difference between being from like British Columbia and Ontario. Because like it's sort of like responding like somebody from the EU saying that, oh, I'm from Europe, but non-specifically, but you're more likely to respond what country you're from. Because let's be honest, the EU is more productive and gets more stuff done and generally communicates better than most American states. So, I mean, America being 50 some odd countries in a trench coat isn't exactly like an inaccurate descriptor. But I am from the little island that just ejected itself from Europe. Don't at me. I'm sad. Life sucks. Well, I mean, climate depends. I mean, there's a lot of shared climates between a lot of them, and there's certainly portions of states that kind of clump together a little bit, but yeah, to a degree. Also, the way laws are enforced are very strange to me for the US. You haven't went out westward yet? You going through Vancouver? Taking the ferry over to Victoria? Victoria is nice. There's lots of real good craft beer out there. Actually, I would say the brewery that makes my favorite sours right now is over in Victoria. There's also a pretty neat little whiskey bar where you have to answer a literary question, which makes me feel really dumb every time I go there to get through the door. It's in the back of a bookstore. Craft beer in your state? Victoria is a city. It's British Columbia's capital. It's on Vancouver Island. You would go to weed shops and they had a Friday question, and I was like, "Can I just get the weed, please?" What's a Friday question? I've never heard of the term Friday question before. Well, I mean, for whatever it's worth, almost every street in like downtown Vancouver is named after a city in the UK, which gets even more confusing. Oh, okay, so it's like a trivia thing. Yeah, no, I would also just be like, "Can I just get my weed, please?" Speaking of weed, I was very tempted to post a picture of this stuff on Discord, but I kind of opted to not because it's not legal for everybody. But I bought some purple dragon relatively recently because a friend of mine suggested it. It's a little bit more mild. I wasn't expecting it to be as purple as it is. Like that shit's like it's like the color of that. What's the word? It is the color of the purple dude mascot from McDonald's. It is that color. It is kind of wild looking. Purple dragon? No, that's bad dragon. Come on. Bad dragon is very different. Here, I'll post an image in chat for those of you who care. Hamburglar? No. The Hamburglar was the guy in the I'm about to be arrested suit. Because he was a thieving bastard. Grimace. Yeah, that was his name. I don't own a bad dragon, so. It can only be one of those two things, and you can figure it out pretty quickly, Priox, I would think. You know, years ago, I said I asked Chad if I should get a P.O. box. This was like, I don't know, 2016 or something. And one of my viewers at the time was like, oh, awesome, I'll send you my entire used Bad Dragon collection. I'm like, well, that answers that. I'm not getting a P.O. box. And to this day, I still don't have a P.O. box. I think Brazil's a much bigger country than a lot of people who consider their countries to be very large give it credit for. You know a few people who have them? They're one of those things where it's just like they're memeable enough that, yeah, people just kind of end up with them. Like if you're building a collection of rubber cock anyway, you might as well just go all out and get a dragon dick. You know what I'm saying? There goes your fan mail plans then. Yeah, it was like that, and then somebody else linked a box of gummy dicks. I'm like, you know, I don't need to get a P.O. box. I'm good. I don't need people to send me more dumb bullshit. And there's a non-zero number of streamers who've been mailed GPS trackers. Yeah, that's fun. You were half listening to the stream in the background and you heard Dragon Dildo? Oh no, 47 subjects, Jesus Christ. Will we get less injuries, please? My God. I need that to not happen. Worker strike. Your Kryptonian managed to halt all work in your laboratories in protest of what they call to be your bad judgment. Take measures to increase their loyalty so it doesn't happen again. And there's only 69 of them. They want temples of their religion. Well, I mean, okay. Okay, fine. I will stop making pot. I will, like, shut down the clay pits for the time being. Man, shutting down the clay pit entirely doesn't actually, like, give me enough workforce. It's kind of funny. We're in a bad spot. A bunch of injured people also aren't helping. I gave you guys bathtubs. What more do you want? Need 1,200, well, my research is tanking because they managed to halt all research in these. No, this game just has protests, similar wording. The actual problem is, like, I've been kind of putting off building better research because I've been trying to get other things done first, but, like, they're just not letting me, so fine. I will build 2 more of those. And we lost a lot of people. Okay. Laboratories have resumed work. That's good. I can get rid of these. But work is still tanking. I could probably nuke a few of my farm fields. Immigrants, well, that's good. How many are we getting? We were almost at 1,000 people for a brief moment there. I was about to say I'll buy more rations, but no, we have plenty. What's sucking up all of my employees then? I guess maybe what I should just do is just this cotton farm. So cotton. I think I will just drop this down to like 14 workers. We're gonna turn off a couple of these vegetable farms. We'll have to turn them back on, but that gets me enough workers that we actually have people working again, which is what I need. Okay, we're having a pretty bad spot. We in a pretty bad spot. I'm just gonna turn off more of my farms. I need odd jobbers is the problem. And look at how people are dropping. It's because people are just leaving. We misbalanced. Suddenly winter's gone. Oh, time moves it really fast in this game. Like, we're on year 25. We started on year, like, 18. Time moves extremely quick in this game. This is not, like, if I were to just leave the game at full speed, it would, like, we would be through multiple years in the time I've been playing today. I could bring in humans. As long as I don't bring in elves, we're fine. But I need workers. You really hate when green goes red. This is a game about number go up, number go up, number go down, number go down, go down. Hold on a second. I need to go use the restroom. I will be right back. But game doesn't like capturing, so I will leave the camera on. I will be right back. There we go. This game looks so pretty. It really does. Okay, well, it did say that people were leaving en masse, and they did. We want better access to lavatories. Well, I mean, it's the least of our problems. Go move in close to the lavatory then. Plenty of free housing. Well, hopefully having some humans around will help. Humans are really good at, like, the lab work and paperwork stuff. They're just not very good at physical labor because they are weak and frail. And they don't generally piss off the dwarves by existing. Unlike the elves and these guys. These guys get along really well with the elves. The elves just kind of hate everybody. Okay, well, I think at this point, all I can really do is let time run for a little bit. Also, we lost 91 people to cold somehow? How the flying fuck? Okay. At least stuff's getting done. The amount of I think that we'll recover from this pretty quick. I think that was just a really rough winter. Because we did lose a lot of people to exposure over here. In the clay pits. Which is kind of dark, actually. But I figured that this was close enough by, but I guess not. Do you got review key for game tomorrow by any change? I have no idea what game you're talking about. What game are you talking about? That's tomorrow. Well, you mentioned Skinny Dipping Simulator, which isn't a video game. How about you just type in the game to me that you're talking about? That would be more useful to literally everybody involved. All right. But yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about, so. Terra Nil? Oh, no, I don't have a key for that. I haven't received an email from Devolver Digital ever since I talked a lot of shit about one of their games that they sent me. It's been a long time since I've gotten keys from them. It looks fine. The thing that I love about Terra Nil is Terra Nil brought to you by the people who made Genital Jousting. Which is kind of fantastic. I mean, I don't know. Should I stream it? I kind of figured that literally everybody and their mother would be streaming that. I've never actually played Genital Jousting. It looks kind of amusing, though. Yeah, I've heard that it has a story, but it's also banned on Twitch, and I basically don't play games that are banned on Twitch, so it might as well not exist, as far as I'm concerned. That's quite the game for me. I mean, I know what it's about, so why would you say that something isn't for me when you know literally nothing about me as a person? It's kind of a fascinating concept for a video game, as far as I'm concerned. I don't think you have the right to tell me what is and is not for me. It's not for my business, though. That's for sure. Why does somebody need to be queer to enjoy queer entertainment? It's a very fucked up comment to have. Sitzo7, thanks for the Prime sub for the second month. Welcome back. I need paper. 2 humans are wanting to move in. 12 Kryptonians. 1 dwarf. Yeah, I don't know. I think I have wider taste in media than you give me credit for. And stating that something is designed for a specific type of audience is a very shallow way to look at the world. Media is designed to be consumed, and it's designed to educate people. So media that is for a very specific audience, sure, it might be for that, but people in other audiences can enjoy it as well. And stating that something is, oh, this is for a queer audience, is a very problematic thing to say as far as I'm concerned. This isn't for you. You can't have this because you're straight. Wait, what? Now, if we're talking about RuPaul Drag Race, yeah, that is not for me. I will hard pass on that for the rest of my life. But there's definitely stuff out there that's fun. Example A, The Matrix. Imagine if they only marketed that to a queer audience. There we go. Research is going up again. Sweet. Can never remember what it takes to make paper in this game. We need paper. Could also just import paper. I do have the money for it. Now we're waiting for this. 1,200. Never said. I never said they weren't. I just said I don't want to watch it. And like I said, I will hard pass on that for the rest of my life. If only the target demographics of consume media made for them, then folks like you would never have gotten into games at all. Point made. Wow, that's a lot of people want to move in. There we go. Things are recovering. I think we just had a shitty winter and a lot of people died and their families all left. On the bright hand, you still haven't gotten robbed. I mean, if I get robbed, it just means that my inventory and my treasury drops and then we just recover it in 2 years. It's fine. I mean, women have been making games as long as games have existed. And last I checked, queer people are people, and people make games. So. You need more clothing, and if you have out-of-the-way areas like this for work, you need to have hearths for them. But clothing is the better way. Well, to give you an idea, when it comes to girls in games, women in games, 1998, I think, one of the highest selling games that year was Barbie Dress Up. Barbie Dress Up and Clothing Designer, which was a little 3D-ish thing where you could dress a Barbie and then using a special fabric or printable fabric, you could print clothing designs out using a printer and then use those to dress your Barbie. One of the highest selling games in the late 90s. It sold like 600,000 copies, which for the time is kind of crazy, actually. So, you know, games have existed for multiple demographics as long as games have existed. I think there's just been a more widespread push in the last few years because it could be better. I don't think it changed due to purposeful gatekeeping. I think it changed because Suits decided that game with buff dude with gun on cover sell better than game with lady on cover, which, to a degree, wasn't wrong. But that doesn't mean that you can't still produce the game for other people, right? Like, another example here is like Call of Duty sells real well, right? A lot of people buy Call of Duty. Well, actually, that's a bad example. How about this? Gritty horror games supposedly sell pretty well, yet Tango Gameworks' biggest runaway success was a cutesy, bright-colored rhythm action game. Even though they made Evil Within and Evil Within 2, Evil Within had mixed response, and Evil Within 2 had slightly better than mixed response. Then they put out, you know, a little Jet Set Radio-colored, bright action rhythm game, and it's far and away their biggest hit. Well, I wonder why. No, I think video games are just a young industry. When it comes to media, video games are a very young industry. You know, it's not like film, where film has just been around for long enough that it's widened enough that people from every walk of life have something for them, right? And for a very long time, well, actually, here's kind of a fucked up concept. In the U.S., movies used to always launch on Tuesdays, right? You get your Tuesday midnight launch, and then throughout the week, people would gear up and get ready to see the movie, and then they go see the movie on Friday. If movie theaters deemed a film to be inappropriate or bad for mainstream audiences, instead of releasing it on Tuesday, they would release it on Thursday, because then there would be less chance for people to get excited and go see it on the weekend. So, movies with black audiences and audiences that were for minorities would release on Thursdays for a very long time. Now we're at a point where movies just release on whatever fucking day of the week they want, because streaming exists. But also, that is much less of a problem. It's something that you'd only really notice if you stared at movie theaters, right? And like see what movies are premiering on a Tuesday and what movies are premiering on a, you know, other day of the week. It's something that you'd have to pay attention to notice. It was, and the reality of that is, well, they figured that there wasn't an audience for those movies, or they figured that the audience for those movies would bring undesirables, air quotes, to the movie theater when the big releases are happening. So, you know, in a world where stuff like that was pretty common practice for a very long time, it's like, yeah, every industry takes time to mature and grow up and weed the problematic twat balls out of the base of it that states what design is and what gets shipped and what gets funded, because where the perceived money is coming from. No, that doesn't surprise me at all. I mean, it's happened in almost every format of media. So, you know, I think video games, especially like if we're talking about, you know, queer folks getting better representation and games made by women getting better representation as a selling point, is something that just happens as an industry matures. When an industry is new, and like the way industry has run, especially media, in our world for the last, you know, several hundred years, it's been extremely sexist, because believe it or not, we've been really sexist for a really long time. But we're getting better, and as people get better and as industries mature, things get better for everybody. It's a slow process. Nothing's perfect. This is not for you. It's for little children. Also, My Little Pony. I would argue My Little Pony is for children, but I am firmly in that camp where this isn't for you. What is wrong with you? But, you know, people can also watch what they want to watch, and I will just sit here and judge loudly. Do not think I will judge quietly. I will judge very loudly. But I mean, live your life at that point. What's it of? If you type an exclamation point tattoo, you can see when I got it, but it's very unfinished. It's a piece of concept art from Portal 2. What, My Little Pony? I feel like I probably already know, but go ahead, throw in your portion of the tale. I just wish that, like, when it comes to things running off with certain groups of people, I just wish I could still unironically watch Fievel Goes West and enjoy it without people accusing me of being a furry. Because I'm not. Not in the slightest, but Fievel Goes West is a phenomenal movie. Like, genuinely, that is a very, very, very good movie. An American Tail and Fievel Goes West, both fantastic movies, and you can watch it and you don't have to be a furry. It is okay to watch Fievel Goes West. Yeah, but I'm not a furry. The second thing people start talking about furry-related things when it comes to movies like that, I feel gross and want to throw up. I want to vanish. I want to exist. It's like I hate that shit so much. Not everything needs to be a fucking fetish. Christ. It's okay to be a furry, but it's not okay to force your fetishes on other people. Oh, hey. People want to attack us. Yeah, we got plenty. Finally got attacked. Also, we're doing very, very well on our livestock supply, so we can sell off a bunch of this. Holy shit. The national buy price for livestock is spiked like crazy. Better question is, why are my rations not going into my storage rooms at all? That's weird. Aren't you supposed to be accepting rations? So I think you just straight up need some employees. There we go. Oh wait, I don't want to import these. I want to export these. Duh. That makes a lot more sense. Looks like Disney and Looney Tunes? Just little mouse people. I don't necessarily agree with that, Honk, but I don't feel like having that argument with you. What, not rational for me to want them to put rations in the warehouse? Is that what you're stating? Now you're reminding me of the existence of the film Life of Pi. I don't know why, but I think I'm just gonna shut this down for right now. Shut you down. Shut you down. I mean, they shut down Irrational Games, so it would be pretty rash. It would be even more irrational to be irrational, right? I've lost my train of this sentence, so I'm just gonna stop. We got inbound carriages. No outbound, though. That's what, 16 of the little region feathers? Gotcha. They are no longer sound like words. I mean, that's most of the English language if you pay too much attention to it. So we've elevated orcs. Please treat our lives with care. Many have fallen, and for what? We need tools, and this means and the means to survive to a ripe old age. Well, I mean, that's fair. They want more tools. I mean, I could just import tools. We're not going to be making tools. We sold off a bunch of our livestock, which gave us enough funds that we're out of debt already, so that was quick. We can stop importing rations. Just have stupid amounts of rations now. Kind of want another food supply storage down here. I guess at this point, all we really need to do is wait for our industries to kick back into gear. The loyalty of the orcs is pretty okay right now. They're just pissed that we lost so many. Although, frankly, I don't really blame them. They did lose a lot of orcs in a pretty short period of time. I'm sure that people working in the clay pit won't be even slightly demoralized by the fact that there's just a huge graveyard right across the street, right? Right, chat? I don't think that'll be demoralizing the slightest. I'm sure that they will be totally fine there. Okay, let's start turning farms back on slowly. Because we've just got so many. It's a gentle reminder. Bring you in, bring you in, and bring you in. Humans are 99% loyal. I think that's a lie, actually. I'm just going to re-enable all of these farms, actually. It's like humans are 99% loyal, followed by just false. We made that up. It is not true. No, you are wrong. It's maybe one of my favorite dumb TV lines. Just, no, it's not true. We made that up. Should bookend every single Fox News report. It's more like 89%. What? Trustworthy? Loyal? Potentially. So chat, what do you guys think of these this Monday stream slot? I mean, there's like 100 less people here, but that's probably because I'm not streaming Door for it. Realistically, let's be honest. But what do you guys think of this kind of time slot where I start a few hours later? No. It's 62% of statistical numbers are made up. Come on. You enjoy watching my stream while at work? Hell yeah. I enjoy streaming while at work. 8 people. Immigrants are subject to either your regional population or camps that have joined your cause. Going to allow for automatic population increases of these guys. What kind of meats humans go, or what kind of food humans go after? Not thrilled with the food variety here. We need to get them eggs and mushrooms, basically. They don't really like eating veggies. Sample size of 30, pretty much as good as infinite. Pretty much. Oh, cheers, Quetzalcoatl. Probably beats watching a VOD on a Monday, you know what I mean? It's nice to change it up from your usual dwarf fort. Yeah. Yeah, I think that this game, one thing I will say about this game, and some people may take this as a negative, it's not as long of a play session game as Dwarf Fort. At least not for me. I know some people who I played Songs of Six for 70 hours in 5 days. I've definitely met people who've done that. But in my experience, Songs of Six is a game that I play for 3 or 4 hours. And then I'm pretty much done with for a month, 2 months. What? Fine, I'll pay up. I don't have any soldiers, so I guess I have to. Douchebags. So much for me importing tools. It feels a bit excessive at how it glue. I mean, DF just it's kind of got that civilization. If you enjoy the process of playing Dwarf Fortress kind of has the civilization effect where it's yeah, we could play it. We could play another turn. We could play another. Yeah, we could play it. We could play another 6. Okay, we'll just go until I get this project. Okay, I'll just go until I get this project done. Oh, we'll just go until I get this project done. We'll just go until we get this project done. And the next thing you know, it's the next day, and you're like, I've been playing for 71 hours. Oh my god. I haven't seen the sun in 15 days. Why is my skin blue? And all those kinds of things. So. Yeah, and then somebody tantrums, and then you're like, why do my eyes hurt? what is happening? Why am I still playing this video game? Yeah, and that's just kind of what Dwarf Fort does. Why don't I... Wait, I thought I was employed last weekend. Ah, shit. Suppose I'm no longer employed. Look at all that snow. And then there's points like this in this game where everything falls over and then you spend the next 2 years in game trying to rebuild it. So I think I need a surplus of wood, which is funny because wood has been my main export. I think I'm actually going to export herbs for a little bit. We need a surplus of wood. So that when it gets super cold, they actually have something to burn on the hearths. Whereas right now, they really don't have anything to burn on the hearths whenever we hit cold weather, which is kind of causing us some problems. Export nothing there. But yeah, I don't know. DF can be a really, really well-paced game that's very, very easy to sink a lot of time into, which doesn't make it a bad thing. Certainly not a bad thing. But it kind of can be, I think. You don't want to overplay games, you know? Oh no, we're out of coal. I guess that's something I need to import a bit of. Fortunately, it's pretty cheap. We were almost at 1,000 population. I want to get back up to that. But, you know, I guess for me, my big hope with having kind of a variety day is maybe people will get used to me playing things that aren't just Dwarf Fortress. Because, like, I love playing Dwarf Fortress, and I can play a lot of it. It's not like I'm burnt out. But I also don't want to burn out, and getting to play other games helps with that. I'm currently exporting animal hides, livestock, and that's currently it. And I'm importing coal so that I have something to heat my baths with. So I've got these baths, but they're cold currently. Yeah, we have some humans. I brought in humans because I had a little mini revolt from the orcs. They want arenas and they want religion and they want a bunch of other very specific things. So until I can get them their arenas, they're kind of just mad at me. This just needs people to finish building it. So I'm working towards being able to have religion for the orcs, but those are going to require very large buildings. Oh, I agree, Wacko Knight. But something that I've always been very, very, very good at doing, which is, this is not a positive thing. I've been always too good at making myself seem like mono content from the point of view of the viewer. So, you know, it's sort of like how some of you probably watch Disnoff. Disnoff takes breaks from RimWorld to go play Kenshi for a week or Zomboid for a month. Even though RimWorld's like his main view get. Your city just had a murder? Well, time to make the stockades. There we go. Let's get religion. Make these dudes go to church. All right, what do the orcs need? What is their religion of choice? Where do I find that? Get services? All right, so a few of them like this guy. Okay, so we need to make Temple of Crater, which gives us a slight bonus to fruit to our farming. So Temple of Crater. Looks like we need stone, fancy stone, and furniture for that. Currently out of furniture, but... You would go crazy playing the same game every day for the rest of your life, so you can see why? Yeah. See, here's the thing. I don't agree with being a variety streamer, and that's because I don't think a single streamer who claims that they're a variety streamer is actually a variety streamer. The vast majority of people who stream who call themselves variety streamers aren't. The actual goal of every streamer is just to be able to play games that they enjoy. Because the only people that are truly variety, and this is me being a nitpicky bastard, the only people who are truly variety streamers are people who actually stream variety, and very few people who call themselves variety streamers actually stream variety, you know? Like, I know a guy who claims to be a variety streamer. He plays a lot of, like, Rust and Fortnite. That's not variety. No, you just play the games you like. I think the dream of every streamer is to have their niche and be able to play games within their niche. And you know what? I've basically made that. I get to play games I like. A lot of them. And that's a lot of Dwarf Fort and occasionally other weird things. Of course, you know, it would be nice to have the same audience numbers that I have on Dwarf Fort when I play other things. That would be nice, but it's not needed. I mean, I would call FG Squared my teammate a variety streamer because, like, she'll play Truck Sim followed by, like, a bunch of random indie games followed by a strategy game followed by a AAA third-person shooter followed by, like she's a variety streamer of, like, actual variety. But very few people actually fall into that, I think. Grandure's a little low. These are decorations. It's going to take a while to build. So would putting another altar in there increase the grandeur? I don't actually know. I'm curious. Also, oh, actually, it increases the... So what? Is it just like size of building then? Hold on, let me just find out. Okay, so yeah, it literally is just size of building. You were sick all weekend? That sucks. Gonna be a really high maintenance cost building. Yeah, it's fine. I certainly do not have the stuff for it, though. Oh, I'm sitting at minus 45 workers again. Krytonian has managed to halt all of your laboratories again? Come on, guys. It's because everybody has a weak immune system because nobody's gotten sick for so long, would be my assumption, Bastet. We'll see you later, Corn. It's not variety, that's brain rot. Wait, hold on a second. Why is playing games you enjoy brain rot? Like, what's wrong with playing Rust and Fortnite if you enjoy those types of games? Like, there's nothing wrong with those types of games. They're perfectly fine games. In fact, I would actually say that I'm jealous of kids these days who get to be born in a world where Fortnite is free. Like, genuinely, that would have been my shit if I was that age. Like, if I was, 20 years younger and playing video games, like, you are spoiled for the amount of awesome game variety you get. I'm kind of envious of kids, actually. Kind of envious. It's just like I'm envious of, like, games like Path of Exile existing right now. Again, like, if I was younger, I would be playing actually, if I was younger, I'd probably be playing a crap ton of Counter-Strike. Probably be playing Fortnite. I'd probably be playing PUBG. I would be dreaming of and wishing I could play Escape from Tarkov. And I would probably be playing Path of Exile. But because I was playing games primarily in the early 2000s as kind of my formative years of games, I was playing roguelikes. What you would call dopamine baits? Do you enjoy anything in your life, Honk? And do you allow other people to enjoy things in their lives? Or do you just... Because, like, here's the thing, right? I disagree with plenty of business models, right? But I'm not going to hate on people for enjoying a thing. It's like, I'm not going to manufacture a overly negative statement. Like, if that is a dopamine bait, then what exactly is this? This is a game that is telling you, okay, make number go up. And if you don't make number go up perfectly, then we're going to hit you with negative feelings. How isn't like literally every game in existence dopamine bait? Because that's how you entice someone into playing more of a video game? How are you using that as a negative statement? That's so bizarre. Oh, totally, but that's not legal, Porcelain. That's how I acquired games back in the day, but it was still way harder than, you know, just going onto the internet and downloading Fortnite. What's this game, Genose? This is Songs of Six. It's a very large-scale city builder. Kind of like a weird hybrid of things. Feels a lot like playing a massive Pharaoh style of city builder. You haven't played PvP games since? That's fair. Yeah, I played a lot of PvP games for a lot of years. It's like calling video games a waste of time. Yeah, it's like video games should be dopamine baits. It's like, yeah, no, I like, if you want to like talk shit about business models of free-to-play games, yeah, I'm right there with you. I completely agree. Like Roblox is a fucking nightmare. Also, Roblox existed when I was playing video games, by the way, to the person who said Roblox, and I thought it was dumb when I was little. I took one look at a screenshot of it, I was like, this looks stupid. So, like, you know, Roblox has existed since 2006. And I remember when, like, it started taking over around kids my age, and I was like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. It's like people like being around other people because it's dopamine bait. Roblox is that old, yep. Roblox hasn't been like runaway excruciatingly mainstream for up until like maybe the last 8 years or so, 8 to 10 years. But yeah, no, Roblox is as old as Dwarfort. It also predates Minecraft by quite a lot. Another large group of orcs are leaving this city. I mean, I've given them so much preferential treatment. And like, if this is how they repay me by just leaving, maybe I, you know, won't care too much if they leave. Let's just shut down a bunch more vegetable farms. We're losing a lot of people. Might as well shut down 2 of the cotton farms. I'm hoping getting this temple built will help. Hoping. Yeah, it was about 300 people that just left. That's just good game design, though. I don't disagree with you, Commander Honk, right? But a lot of people, like, that's the reason they play games. If it's something that's bad for you, okay. But I think referring to it as a dopamine hit just because it's a type of dopamine hit that you don't like cookie clickers, all dopamine hits. That's all the cookie clicker. Like, calling a video game a dopamine hit is like saying a video game is a game. Like, that's duh. Like, it's... I don't disagree that certain types of games can be bad for certain people, which is why I stopped playing League of Legends. Like, that's the exact reason I stopped playing certain types of games. But I don't think being like, those games are just dopamine hits. No. No, it's a certain type of game design. That's not true, Brooklyn. And here's an example why, right? Zero Sievert is a completely single-player game that is that type of design. Chernobylite is a completely single-player game that is that type of design. It's good game design. It's like saying Civ is bad game design because it's easy to play Civ all night. No. That's good design. But warm in Canada? It's not what we're talking about right now, Sniper. I'm not going to completely change the subject because you ask a question. But I'm fine. I'm existing. I had a great weekend. You have to call Asus? Oh no! We'll see when we see you suited. But no, I don't agree that it's bad game design. It's good game design. Because those types of games also work in a single player format. Just because it causes an intolerable amount of stress. You know, some people would say that the losing is fun mantra of Dwarf Fortress is bad game design. And I've had people tell me that because they don't enjoy losing their fortress and will just jump back to a save. Okay, I enjoy losing my fortress. That is fun for me. So what is fun for one person, now we're talking about subjectiveness, right? I think that the gameplay loop that extraction shooters use and games that you refer to as dopamine bait, which is very perplexing to me, is good game design. It is a satisfying quality gameplay loop. Oh God. Well, get that sorted. Having a borked processor is the worst. Having to replace any kind of computer parts in this economy is the worst. Holy shit, that's a lot of humans. Kind of funny to me that the human population is just skyrocketing past the Dwarven. That is wild. But is it warm in Canada? I don't know. It never really gets cold, in my opinion. So what's your definition of warm? It's been above freezing pretty consistently recently. It's pretty standard spring weather. Yeah, the last computer part I had catastrophically fail was a my motherboard, my graphics card. My 780 Ti MSI card just exploded in my computer and fired a jet of fire out, and it brushed my leg. It was terrifying. The rest of the computer still works just fine, though. Dwarves in this game are really difficult to convince to move to your city. The reason they're really difficult is they're very particular about the types of labor they like doing. And it's also not the type of labor that keeps them alive. Like, they don't like anything to do with food. They just like industry, which makes sense, but... Blizzard yesterday, sunny today. Yeah. Ugh. Is this a secondary PC or like your main rig suited? At least it's still in warranty then. Jeez. Are you going to go through like the outlet that you bought it from's warranty, or are you going to go for manufacturer warranty? Yeah, I tend to agree with that. I don't know. I think that, like, I'm somebody who likes very specific niche genres, right? I like very specific types of games. And there are wide swaths of games that I just... Saying that I don't care about them is being overly generous. Like, there is wide swaths of just the games and the games industry that I could not care less about. Like, I could not give... two shits about the existence of Diablo. Do not care. Will never care. And I'm just kind of accepting that people are going to be asking me if I'm going to be playing Diablo for the next, like, year. Like, people are going to be like, Blind, are you going to play Diablo? No, I'm not going to play Diablo. Blind, are you going to play the new Diablo content? No. Blind, did you see the new Diablo content? I don't care. I never will care. I do not care at all for the existence of Diablo at all. I'm not going to. I'm never going to. But I'm not going to go, like, just being mean to people who are enjoying it. Like, I'm not going to write a game off that you love as just a dopamine hit. I don't particularly like the design of Escape from Tarkov. I think it's kind of a mean game that's designed to annoy people. But I would say the same exact thing about My Summer Car. So, I don't know. Play games you enjoy. Criticize business models, but let people enjoy types of games that you don't enjoy that you find stressful. Because where you find stress, other people might find catharsis. Oh, main rig, that's the worst. Yeah, I mean, since they bought it, since Giraffe bought it in the last 6 months, like, it should be fine. But most of those things have a 1-year warranty on them anyway. You're boycotting all their products? I don't have a strict boycott on them. And the reason that I don't have a strict boycott on them is I don't care. Like, I played Diablo 2 a billion years ago, it feels like. And I have vague memories of watching somebody play Diablo 1. But I never got heavily into those games. Like, not really. I played a lot of StarCraft for a period of time there. By a lot of StarCraft, I mean I would download community maps onto a thumb drive, take them over to my house, and play tower defense by myself. So I played a lot of StarCraft. Diablo 1 is it's a very, I out of the whole series, I would say it's probably the one that ages the worst. So yeah, but yeah, I like the idea of Blizzard games, but I was never much of a Blizzard kid, so it's very easy for me to just be like, I'm boycotting them, but no, not really. I just kind of don't care. Like, boycotts, just, I don't know. I say I'm if anything, I'm boycotting Activision. If anything. All right, let's see what this does to populations when this finishes up. Then we also need to start those farms back up. Diablo 1 is your favorite Diablo? I wonder if Diablo is kind of like Civ. Because in Civ, your favorite Civ is the first Civ that you played, right? My favorite civilization is Civ 2, because it's the first Civ that I played. And that seems to be pretty consistent amongst people, is that people tend to prefer the first one that they played. Let's start these farms back up before we run into disarray and everybody dies. More humans want to move in. Orcs don't. Actually, something that we can do in a mechanic that I completely forgot that I needed to do. You, random person, are going to be moved up to the Master of Farms. That'll help, I think. I've made an orc a noble now. You're dirty. I need somebody who's just had a shower. You can be the Master of livestock. Also, the temple's definitely happening. Helping. You also played the fourth one? Well, that's because Civ 5 is not my favorite. So obviously you would agree with me that Civ 5 is not as good as other Civs. Still like it? You just installed it on your retro machine for some nostalgia? Yeah, that's weird. Makes sense. Probably the reason you still like Dungeon Keeper 1 over 2. Hmm. You started with Civ 2? The only Civ I haven't played is Civ 1. Civ 5 is better than Civ 4, though. I know somebody who disagrees with you on that. I know somebody who still plays Civ 4. There we go. That's what I wanted to see. Look at this. Look at those migrant requests from those orcs. Damn right. Oh no, now we have a drought. Uh-oh. This is actually, like, concerning. And I don't have any money. All right, well, hopefully it doesn't completely kill my crops. I'm assuming that's just gonna hurt fertility. Yeah, it's just dropping the estimated harvest. Interesting. It'll be a rough summer. Another 20. What, Sid Meier's colonialization? I wonder if, in the current climate and the current year, if a developer would be allowed to make a game called Colonialization. Just looking at the clock and going, Jeeves. Yeah, word. Did they officially do that? I don't recall this. I feel like that's something I would have heard about, Rev. Nowadays we call it New World. Point made. Slowly digging through that. Invasion doesn't quite have the same ring to it. I think that's exactly my point. Okay, we need to make paper. Also need schools to go along with paper making. Got better trade negotiations. I was gonna say 2008 unfortunately now counts as long ago. I hate to break it to you there, dude, but we've breached the singularity on that one now. I'm right there with you. Like, yeah, it's the same. I'm with you and Noel as well. Don't forget the Master of Orion remake that War Gaming made. Didn't that have overwhelmingly negative reviews at one point? I seem to recall this. Excellent stewards of that franchise. Oh God, my back. Yeah. Sid Meier's Manifest Destiny. You know, out of all, here's the thing about Sid Meier. He's a really nice dude. I would love to meet Sid Meier. Out of all of like the legendary game devs, he's one of the few where I'm like, yeah, I would like, you know, I don't need to meet Will Wright. I'm good. You know, like that ship kind of sailed around the time that he was just like, yo, I'm gonna make a Company Town cryptocurrency farm. But you know, somehow, wow, really? It did have overwhelmingly negative reviews at one point, so weird. I know that they've sold it for $1 a couple of times, so maybe people just were like, game cheap, thumbs up. Maybe that's all it was. You know, here's the thing. I don't agree with a lot of Peter Molyneux's game design ideas, but I think I still think he's a very important game developer. Like, a lot of people went real sour on him, and he also fell down the, I'm going to make a company town. Actually, if you want to find some really choice Peter Molyneux quotes, go look up what he has to say about his, like, definitely cryptocurrency company farm thing. Very, very funny seeing him talk about, like, how he thinks that Skrill and, you know, company store concepts are good. It's like, oh boy, you you need to think about what you're saying there, dude. Seems like the dwarves really like Athori, leader of the greatest Astri, defeated the brother of Ameninon in both wars against him. And what do the humans like? Humans are just kind of split. Okay, so let's make one of these temples. One of these. Can I remove that and then get it by doing this? Yes, I can. Not gonna be super grandeur heavy, but hey, it'll be fine. The humans will appreciate it. We're also going to need to import Scythian ore and jewelry to actually make this. It's going to take a bit of time. Has the title of having written the literal worst tweet you've ever seen. That I'm very curious as to what the wording of that tweet was, but also kind of scared. Molyneux will always be your Prince of Lies. I think that Sean Murray has taken that crown for a lot of people. Although he did redeem himself in regards to Sean Murray. Are you asking me if I know about Syndicate Wars? Because yes, I do. I am familiar with Syndicate and Syndicate Wars. Although there's a game that I'm very heavily looking forward to right now, and one of the developers is a sub on this stream. Actually, the community guy is. But I'm very heavily looking forward to Brigador Killers, which is the sequel to the mech vehicle combat game Brigador. And I want it, and I'm excited for it, because Brigador Killers looks kind of like the closest thing we're going to get to a modern Syndicate. Because Brigador's OST ruled. Oh, that's going to be something I'm going to stream day one. I've 100%ed it. Well, actually, no. I've got one more achievement to do on Steam. But I haven't done it because I don't know. I just kind of I don't want it to be over. Like literally, I don't want to be done with it. So I'm waiting until like once I have Brigador killers in my Steam library, then I'll go back and 100% Brigador. Speaking of games that run in weird custom-made engines, Brigador is one of those. It's your lunch break game? Yeah, I don't know if I'd want to play that without a mouse, though. Like, I don't think I would ever play that game without a mouse, actually. Right, well, this is going to take some importing to get done. As turns out, jewelry and expensive ore is expensive, so... We also don't have much in the way of food, good lord. We're just hitting winter. I think I'm going to import bread instead. It's like, you know what's better than, like, jewelry and fancy ore? Bread, so that we don't die. Looks like a twin-stick shooter. It's not. You guys are tempting me to open up Brigador and do some freelance maps. Brigador looks like a twin-stick shooter, but it actually has a control option in the settings mode to play it like a twin-stick shooter. But I don't think that game is beatable if you play it as a twin-stick shooter. And I know that might sound weird, but there's portions where you need to shoot in one direction and move in another direction, and the way twin-stick controls work, you really can't. Also, you can, like, because it's a mech game, right? So, or a vehicle sim, so, like, you can be moving backwards and spin your legs, but keep moving in the same direction. Like, you actually have a lot of control that twin-stick shooters wouldn't generally give you. You have things like momentum that you need to account for as well. Certain mechs vehicles take a while to slow down. It's much more of a like, it's got more in common with Mech Warrior than a twin stick in the way it controls. And then as far as like the game itself goes, it's like an open map. You have a bunch of objectives you have to obtain on the map or complete, and then you leave through the exit and go on to the next map. It's structured very similarly to Syndicate. And the sequel will allow you to get in and out of vehicles, which is mind-boggling and awesome. All right, well, we're about to run out of food. Bread's about to arrive, though. We're also getting to the end of winter, so I suppose that's good. That is a lot of bread. Holy shit, that's a lot of bread. Well, we got our bread, so we're not dead. I guess that's good. Wonder if that'll even give us a day's worth of food. Party music, because bread arrived. We also got a shipment of vegetables, also good. Selling wood. Can I output some livestock? I don't know how much livestock I have, if any. I have 102 livestock. Oh, hell yeah. Make some money. Got 123 for sale, 130 for sale. That's what I need. And Dev was in the chat earlier today. Queuing green tea. Thanks for the retro gaming memories. I don't know. Okay. I know that this is not how retro gaming works, right? But for me, a retro game is a game that I can't actively play anymore. And that's not most people's classification for retro. By age of game, Minecraft is a retro game. So is Dwarf Fortress. But because I can still actively play it by just sitting down at my computer and playing it, it doesn't feel like it's retro. It's like if I have to launch a virtual machine or some sort of emulation, then it feels like retro. So in my brain does not consider like Dungeon Keeper 2 to be a retro game because I can just play it natively on Windows 10. But yeah, if I don't have to like launch a DOSBox instance, it's not retro. It's like if I don't need to run like, I don't know, Nesticle. The best Nest emulator. I don't even know if Nesticle still gets updates. It might. But if I don't need to like launch an emulator, it doesn't feel retro to me. All those games that only run on Windows 3. Well, I mean, also all those games that only run on like Commodore, you know? There's plenty of reasons to have like a Commodore 64 emulator. We are very low on food. Okay, well, let's import jewelry. Need that first to get this building done. We're also gonna need fancy bricks, probably. Oh, sweet, we sold the livestock. Excellent, excellent. Can probably make or sell pottery, maybe? Don't sell for that much. I only have 550. I think I'd rather just keep the pottery. I think, I'll sell clay. And I'm going to allow the people to have some pottery in their houses. We'll prioritize this over other things. Increase their furniture amount. You mean Six? Styx is a stealth game where you play as a goblin. The actual goblin mode video game. You know, that's why one of the reasons I liked the old housing system in this game more. Cordial. But yeah, no, the game really rewards you having little clusters of houses around work spots, building little hubs. It's kind of funny. It's like every city builder that I've played in the past few years has some sort of mechanic like that, where it's like citizens want housing close to their jobs. It's like, yep, just like real life. But the kind of funny thing about that is like, this one doesn't actually restrict it. Like it'll let you build the housing, which I kind of like. It's like I can build a bunch of houses down here and have like a bunch of like empty houses because I know that there will be more jobs down here at some point. Even though there isn't actually more jobs down here yet. Oh, come on. Oh, wow. Did I really decline that? I did. The wrong button. Wonder if I can remedy that. Well, we may be just getting attacked. I didn't actually see what they had either. And I've got no military. And no weapons. Well, that's not good. We'll see what happens. Worst case scenario, they just kill a bunch of my people. They might also ask again for protection. Rip? Maybe. Should probably get military training grounds set up regardless, though. They're not expensive. I actually have a surplus of soldiers, so might as well. Might as well. But no, I don't think it's necessarily RIP. Even if they attack us, they won't kill everybody. A place to put this. Guess I could cram it into here. I'll make it so that you have to walk through the military training ground to get to the toilet. That's what we're doing. You want to go take a dump? Cap, how about you join the military? Almost as pushy as the American military recruitment. All right, we'll do that. Pretty cheap to build. But yeah, I should have been doing that a while ago. I'm gonna import some weapons. Aren't actually that expensive. Make a little squad of, I don't know, something. Probably humans. American military will... I think you're confusing Americans and Russians, but I digress. Just need furniture. I'll get this done pretty quick. Take any day you wanted off of school. You were allowed to take any day you wanted off from school if you went to take. That's not a day off. What the hell? That's just a day to go do something different. I don't consider that a day off. That seems like a scam. Oh, okay. So you go take the test and then you get a free day. Still seems like a scam, though. Oh no, people are getting sick again. Where is that military screen that I'm looking for? There it is. All right, so we're making one squad of 50. Make one squad of a hundo. Let's make a dwarf squad of a hundo. Multiple different types of weapons in the game now. Rebels! You must have forgot to pay. Very unwise. Never mind. We will now have to come and collect what is owed to us. I will see you soon. Rebel army has spawned in the region of Yankees. Deal with them before they have time to equip themselves. Oh, how big is that army? First, I have to find the group that calls themselves Yankees. I do wish that there was a way to just search these provinces. I mean, it's like I can zoom in, but that's not exactly helpful. Ah, there they are. There's 34 of them. These guys. Well, they'll hit us soon. Capital under siege. Show. I have a garrison of 8. So they will certainly win. Okay, well, I can't fight them. So we just sit under siege now until I actually get a garrison. Yeah, we're up to 9 on my garrison. I need to work on the garrison for here, to be honest with you. Hey, Claiborne. Having a lurk while getting ready for dinner. I don't know how much longer I'll be on, but hello. It's good to see you. I might actually swap games in a minute here, but I want to play some more Path of Acra. I'm prepping for that game to release. Slaver! Yeah, well, go away. Well, we're up to a garrison of 10, so... Looks like we've actually imported weapons, which is good. Down here, we should import some armor. We've also gone and completed... There we go. Garrison of 12. Slow down time a little bit here. Let's do a room copier. Plop 2 more of these down here. Oh, come on. I just want to remove that 1 tile from there. There you go. Same with you. And that. But I hope you've had a solid day, Claiborne. The great C1 Iborn. Trapped. An army host of 34 men have been seen gathering to the east of the city and are preparing assault. Muster your forces and fight them. If they reach the throne, it's all over. All right, well. Actually, here's the question. Are they actually in my city? So normally there's little red dots. Tied the throne? I mean, I could actually do that. Is that Tay Zonde? Sorry, I'm looking at that emote and it's throwing me off. It looks like Tay Zonde. Fucking chocolate rain. He does stream on Twitch sometimes too, which is fun. Can I not, like, fight them now? Okay, so where are they then? I got a disease breaking out right about now. Don't exactly have a huge army. I also straight up do not see enemies on the map. I'm sure they're here somewhere, but I'm not seeing them. Hello, PD Lyron. Good day to you too. Apparently we're under attack. I don't see these so-called invaders. But that they've been seen amassing to the east. Oh, there they are. Bombardment. They've started bombarding us with a clear path. There's nothing we can do but take cover until they are done. They're now shooting siege weapons at us. There we go. Can you show me where they are, game? I don't think I have enough soldiers to fight them back. Are these the soldiers that they're deploying? They used to be red squares, chat. Why aren't they red squares? At least I swear they used to be red squares. Maybe I had a mod that made them red squares. Made them a lot easier to see. Because they green? But green are my dudes. So I don't know who good is bad. Or who's bad and who's good. Makes it mighty difficult to figure out what I'm supposed to be stabbing to death when I can't see them. You lost 3 hours? How did you lose 3 hours? Do you not have seasonal saving turned on? My dude. Oh. Well, that explains it. Found them! They're mining in... I was like, where are they? Oh, they're literally digging. Well, are they... Huh. Okay. I mean... Yes, okay, they are actually digging. Yes, they are undermining me. This is very much the truth. Well, I... Huh. Okay. In that case, I will send them to go attack these guys. I don't really like this part of the game. Actually, I think they're already just straight up in. They might just win, which would be kind of funny. Which means we'll have to continue on a different timeline next time. Yeah, no, they're just straight up gonna win. They win now. Because they're just going to walk up here and go poke the throne, and then we lose. They just need to play tag and touch the throne, and then it's game. See? So, that's fun. So they won. Which means they leave, I think? Don't they take spoils? I thought they take spoils. Normally, like, your treasury goes down to, like, null and they burn a bunch of stuff. Hmm. But yeah, Rune Ray's choke, that sucks, dude. Speaking of sucks, I'm confused as to what just happened. Is the game not over? I thought it would be. Apparently not. I'm okay with this. But odd. Yeah, I don't like the combat in this game. I've talked about this a few times. I do my best to ignore it. Because it is the least developed part of this game. So you're taking a break? Yeah, that'll do it. Well, I can employ these guys. I feel like it should be over, but weird. Well, with that confusion aside, I think it's time to swap games for a little bit, chat. What do you think? It's been like 4 hours of this. We made some good expansions. We got attacked, apparently. Thought I lost everything, but apparently not. So either it bugged or it's been rebalanced since I last played. One of the two. But yeah, we made some progress. Had some trials and tribulations in this little city. But I think it's time for you guys to say goodbye, YouTube. We're going to save this. We're going to go swap games for a little bit.
By YT, you'll never know what you're missing.
It's true. I don't know if that'll make the cut for the VOD, Rev, but thanks for the $5. We're gonna go play a run or two of